folks. How is everyone doing out there in Shanny Land? How's everybody tonight? I hope everyone's having a nice Monday evening, right? Today's Monday? I think so. So tonight I'm gonna do a little live react to that crazy stuff. I know I was gonna do something a little different, but I don't know if I'm allowed to do it. I'm still waiting on YouTube to let me know. But I figure for now, because I just had to talk about it, I'm gonna do the live react, and I have a special guest tonight, backed by very, very popular demand. I was kind of basically threatened to have her on, but that's fine. Let's give a warm welcome here to Renee. Hey, can you hear me?
Chicken wing.
Ooh, that's loud.
Chicken wing.
Don't have it so close to you.
Okay, I got too close to it.
Okay.
It's its bulbousy appearance. It's very tantalizing.
So let's get into it. Did you
hold on. Did I just tell you that Rev just made a video?
Did he?
Yeah, not too long ago.
Oh, well then you know what? Let's watch that.
Saw it about rebarb and a tire.
Rebarb and a tire? What the hell is that?
Yeah, 13 minutes ago. So yeah, it's new. Brand spanking new, folks.
And we do have confirmation that he's still in that hotel. Shanny is a liar, but you know, of course she is. Of course she is. I could have told you that. I think she's trying to do this. Oh, I'm in a central zone, you know, to throw people off. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know. So you see, I think his I don't know if he uploaded two. I know I saw one.
I haven't heard any. This one's from 2 days ago, so I haven't heard any of these. Yeah. I guess I could.
One's from 13 minutes ago.
Yes, I see that.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just making sure I was right. Boom.
Oh.
Hey, folks.
Hey, folks.
Folks, stop calling me. Yes, I'm at the hotel. Leave me alone.
Can I just say? Can you just pause real quick?
No.
You know what really bothers me? That these motherfuckers said that they didn't eat for 14 days or whatever, and he's sitting there with a fucking cigarette in his hand.
I know, right?
Priorities.
Right? And it's not even, you know, if you're poor, you roll your own. But
yeah, right?
as you said in PA that it's you can buy cigarettes at the store with your food stamp card.
They're called a Lucy's.
Mims that I like to see. Okay? Because you know what I saw tonight, Dragnot? I saw some of the humanity come out. You know what I mean? I know that you probably want to mask your humanity from all your dragoons. But I've seen that before in you. Like when you were you came in our room to get help for Christina Blackfeather. That was very charitable, good thing. And I saw a charitable Dr. Mims. Do you get what I mean? And I like that Dragnot. And it shows that there's hope in you.
So Drag bought him cigarettes. Well, that's not good. Shouldn't encourage that type of behavior.
The thing is, if this idiot, if they're trying to pretend that they're in Minnesota or somewhere in central time zone, why is he going online in the hotel room making this dumb video 14 minutes ago?
I don't know. He's acting like he saw it. This is last night's video. It's probably because he didn't think he'd be there today.
I want to say thank you to Dragnot Silvers for I've been so stressed out and I've just needed cigarettes. He bought me a pack of cigarettes, and
I've been so stressed out. You ever kick a kid and you know, and then people like call you out on it.
What's he smoking? Marlboro 100s?
Yeah, I call them kid killers.
They pretty much are, yeah.
And he gave me extra money. It was like he went over and above what I asked. I asked for $6. I said, man, I just want peace with you.
I'm a piece of you, so give me money.
I requested $6 from Dragnot, and I said, hey, could you...
Why doesn't he just leave Shanny and start his life off? You know, he made a mistake, back up, and, you know, go the other way.
she gaslights and love bombs him to the point where he thinks he needs her. I know it's really weird, but that's exactly, he's in like a hostage, like, situation. What do they call that?
Yeah, Stockholm. He's Stockholm.
Yeah, he's Stockholm.
Well, you know what, Renee? I should give you a chance right now because it's been a while since you actually officially been on. And, Shanny did say some nasty things about you. So what would you like to say to her, to that mother of the year over there?
I always heard of this thing called karma from the Buddha. And instead of cutting you down, I watched you cut yourself down, which is much more rewarding than anything I could possibly ever do.
It must be all the native ranch.
Well, I am native, so I just don't own a ranch.
I don't know what the fuck.
I'm French native. I mean, I don't know what we have.
Here's your SIG money. But I want you to do this, and I'm going to do it for him, okay? So, like I said, Drag, I really did like you for a long time, actually. I thought you were a pretty cool guy.
Oh, God, he forgot his G's now.
On the GDC stuff,
Well, when you're around people that they do that.
Pet Smart.
Hey,
I did Drag give him money. I don't know how broken homeless he is. He deserves everything life gives him. You're right. You're right. He didn't earn it. We know that.
No. And there's plenty, and you know this, there's plenty of people who take Abilify and they don't have a I'm gonna abuse kids moment.
No, I never did.
You were one of the atheists that I actually enjoyed talking to. That's the truth, really. So anyway, I have to make this video, and I should have done this without having to be reminded to do it by somebody, because Dragnot is really reminding me of this situation, and I never really made a video explaining what happened with the tire, okay?
Give me a break. Give me a break.
We got some tire lore going on right now.
They drove from Colorado. They
came sorry.
Here.
I'm sorry, rebarb, dry rot, same difference. Same difference.
I worked in a garage, and even Crash can even back me up on this. You can't stick just a rebar in a tire. It's not going to happen. If he said knife in a tire, then I'd be like, okay, but you just can't stick rebar in a tire.
Did you see that tire?
Yeah, it was rotted because he never changed even though he got money for it.
He let the train tracks chew it up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it looks like. It looks like somebody, ran over train tracks, and that the weight of Shanny made that thing split the sides. But let's hear what he has to say
about the Durango tire. Now, if you recall, what happened was the tire, something happened to it, and I'm telling you, I'm still not clear what happened to the tire. Okay, I can tell you that I went to bed, and the next day I went out and looked at the tire, and it was flattened. But I can tell you that when Gman's friend was helping me get a new tire put on, I paid him some money, and he helped me get a new tire put on it. There was something that looked like, God, what is it? Like a clothesline pin with a hook on it that was inside my tire. Now, I don't know how the hell that got there, okay? You guys are saying that it's a blowout from tire rot. I'm telling you that's definitely not it.
I literally just said that.
Yeah, it's a blowout from tire rot. Yeah, but no, it's you ran over the tracks and you never got the tire fixed. And you were driving that full-size spare for a while.
Shanny?
No, Rev was.
No, I meant the full-size spare.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the tire. That's the bottom line. And I want you to know that I'm pretty sure it's not arson. Okay? Because
arson?
There was
why would it be arson?
Oh, folks, it looked like somebody burnt my tire. Oh.
No, arson is fire. They poured gas all over my tire. Ha ha ha.
That's my tire.
Thing inside my tire, and it looked like it got lodged in there by driving over it. So that's what would have done the damage gradually over time on the inside of the tire. Okay? So yes, I want to confirm that Dragnot is right, okay? The thing with the tire was not any arson deal. It was something that happened on the inside of the tire that got picked up on the road or something. No, I don't think it was arson at all.
That's not how this works.
This is that. This is for Dragnot to clarify that. So anybody bringing that stuff up about the tire being the bad atheists, no. It was.
God, him with religion.
Shit, Sherlock? He thinks something got lodged inside between the rim and the tire?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are the odds of that fucking happening ever? It's just, that's not a thing.
Like the same amount of odds of Shanny picking up the Durango when she jumped out.
Yeah, she went to the hospital for her blood clot she still had.
No, you know what happened? She's so damn big. When she jumped out, a spring effect happened, and the car lifted up. And Gman, or not Gman, and Rev's like, "Wow, you lifted up the car!" Yeah, because she lifted her fat ass.
She got out. It was like, oh, the tires looked all normal again. It's like, I thought we were low riding with this load of 2 suitcases and some kids. Cats.
It was a bad
cats running around,
something like that. I don't know
Hadoukens.
What. But yes, Dragnot over and above blessed me, and I was able to get a little bit of Joe.
A little bit of Joe.
A little bit of Joe. A lot of blood.
So just thanks, dude. Cigarette.
Meth. Allegedly.
Got all my vices here.
Thank you. And I cleaned up the tire thing. Peace out, God bless you, and it's always good to see a Dragnot with humanity.
Where's all the food? He's got a cup of coffee. He's got his stimulants. He's got his coffee. He's got his cigarettes.
You kiss his ass, and you're all good in Shanny and Rev's book. You talk against them, well,
remember 2 days? Was it not yesterday or the day before? He was crying on here that he didn't eat for 14 days. They were dying of starvation, and now he's sitting here smoking and drinking coffee. Those things are appetite suppressants.
Exactly. Let's get into this.
Folks. Know y'all been waiting for this. Gman's been waiting for this, and there's lots to discuss. Actually, here we go. So I'm on stream. I know that people get upset when I'm shirtless, so here we go.
And like,
sometimes it just makes me jump back a little. I'm just like, somebody hasn't have a shut on.
I'll just say this: no matter what G-Man says here tonight, none of this is redeemable in my eyes. He knew what was going on, whether he was also Stockholmed as well, or his religion, or whatever the hell he wants to say. She's a sister in Christ, whatever. He knew. He can deny it all he wants, but now, as soon as this is done, now he has not only receipts, but all these other weird things. You know what I mean? He's not redeemable to me, but at least he's on a better track of admitting it. But that's just my opinion.
And there is the guest of honor. G-Man, what's going on?
Doing good.
All right, we have a lot to discuss, actually. There's quite a bit.
Right, Tommy?
So
taking house from the homeless.
I did compile a lot of comments from people. They're just sort of very curious about sort of how you came into this agreement. And some of it's even like stemming from back in Colorado. And so it's probably best that people, for people's knowledge, to sort of start at the beginning, and in this case, towards like
because who gives someone $1 for a house?
That I guess people would subscribe and stuff, but there were a lot of comments being made. Supposedly, Shanny said that or there was a comment about Shanny having a warrant in Scranton, and them having to leave Colorado, and it kind of sounded like they were fleeing Colorado because of an arrest warrant. Do you know anything about that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, the police has been to this, and by the way, I'm actually at the location. No, the police has been here a billion different times for both of them. Rev calling for her and her calling for him. So they're both well known by the police over here.
Nice relationship. I'm sure their relationship's going to work out great. You know,
So
them
wait,
calling.
they had to leave Colorado to go to Scranton because they had an arrest warrant in Scranton?
Well, that's what he's asking him right now. But he also had to leave because they couldn't afford the place. You know?
Yeah. Thank you guys for putting a 1 because Gman co-signed all of this. We told we all knew. I have video upon video of evidence where I've combed through Shanny abusing her kids on and off camera. You can hear them.
And G-Man either being in a video with her.
Well, him saying he saw her body slam one of the kids or that he knew about that. Right there, you just said, you were just like, oh, ain't my problem.
Yeah. Do they need underwear? Like, okay. That's
Yeah, I believe
weird.
that
Boy,
both of
wearing
them, if you
underwear.
ask me, have them, to be honest.
Both have warrants?
I don't know about warrants, but both of them can't necessarily like live and like stay in Scranton like long term, because if they do, they're gonna get locked up. So at least from what I understand, from what Red told me in our little private man chats, which we're gonna be talking about a lot today.
They've been in there for like a year and a half. How can they not be in Scranton very long when they've been in Scranton very long and Rev has already been arrested once there? So I mean, I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense.
Maybe Shanny caught some charges. Maybe those kids talked to their ad litem, and there's gonna get the ball rolling. Because if what G-Man is saying is true, then I'm sure those kids must have told them.
Yeah, an ad litem is appointed by the court, usually on behalf of CPS, to try to remove the kids from the home, because it's not just as easy as removing the kids from the home. Guardian ad litem is basically the lawyer for the children, speaks on behalf of the children and the children's needs.
Hey, Patty.
So that's the point of a guardian ad litem. They didn't hire them. I know she's like, we needed a break. We all decided. No, the guardian ad litem and the judge and CPS decided. Shanny had no part in that decision.
For sure.
And she doesn't seem too fucking depressed about it either. She's more concerned about her stupid cats than she is about the kids. Oh, they're doing good, the kids.
Well, when she says stupid stuff like, I talked to the ad litem and they're like, oh, I can't believe the state let you guys down. He means her kids, right?
Sorry.
No, but like,
sorry, I read what Crash wrote about Luther. That made me laugh. Sorry. That was funny.
But you know what I mean? Like, they're talking about the kids.
Who is?
When they say the ad litem said that, oh, the state let them down.
That can't be true. I mean, the state did let them down. They should have took those kids away sooner.
Yeah. And I don't think that this ad litem is going. She says he's a pastor, that he's going to the church and trying to get donos for them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
These bro chats, these male bonding chats. I am definitely curious about that, because hey, every guy needs to do that, and unfortunately,
no,
a lot of that gets back to Shanny, which kind of defeats.
I keep it all inside.
Bro chat, but yeah. So I guess No,
that's not true. I mail bomb with trash.
I'm sure you've had a lot of time to introspect and to reevaluate a lot of things that they have told you. And I just kind of have a short list here, and you can tackle this in any order, and I can repeat them.
Exactly. They don't make those calls.
Have you reevaluated their claims about their homes being...
I mean, they can.
Yeah, but I mean, like, saying, like, oh, they let you...
But
like,
it's not an ongoing thing.
I would think the ad litem would have talked to the kids.
Will come in your house, check out the living situation and spaces, and then write down a bunch of notes about... They'll say, like, oh, yeah, everything's great, and actually write down what they really feel, and then go back to the court with that.
You know what? I want to know how CPS or anyone from the state went to go check on the welfare of those kids, and when they walked into that stretch mark smell...
What the hell is a stretch mark smell?
Hey, Philly guy, what's up? I don't know.
Philly guy!
That smell of, like, ass that's all over the place. And then this thing that's okay.
Philly guy, I am Philly girl.
Invaded back in Colorado?
Yes, I reevaluated that, yes.
So
yeah, like 20 years ago.
Because previously, I think Shanny and Rev had told a story about me sending people there to dirty up the place, and we comically referred to them as the shit ninjas. And so I guess, what is your current belief now as to what happened?
My current belief is that they're slobs and that they don't clean up after themselves.
And you know what? That's the thing. Like, I knew well enough to know that nobody was ever going there. You know, Renee?
Yep.
No one ever went to that house. No one went there to break it up. No one went to the other house. No, you know, people like, we don't do that. And because Shanny lies about everything else, and so does Rev, I think that she would lie about that as well. You know, any excuse.
Mm-mm.
And that they probably left that place the way it was looking, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, fair enough. So as far
Yeah, she used to live in Philly. The hard parts. She's from the, you know,
I wrote it. Northeast.
She's from
Frankfurt.
where Shanny wished she was from.
Oh yeah, the way she talks, her accent.
Yeah.
That's what really pisses me off. South Philly guy. All right, cool. My Italian peoples.
Before you answer, I'm just going to play some audio real quick so everybody can kind of get up to speed about the tire situation.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to grow up like that. That's a little too tough for me.
And I thought I had enough time to ride on it till I was able to buy a new one. For her to say that she has rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, bipolar, all these mental illnesses is
And you know, as you know, Renee, I'm really the cancer one really bothers me the most. I mean, all of them.
Some of them bother me because it's shit I've dealt with. Like my mother having blood clots. Like the bitch, she's like, "Oh, I have a blood clot." No, you'd be on warfarin right now. You'd be on rat poison. They'd be giving you shots in your stomach if they thought that a blood clot was just going to shoot through your head. No, sorry. They usually end up in your lungs or your heart first, then maybe your brain. But they usually break apart. It's not like, yeah, she's just using blood clots because, I don't know, that's the new hip thing to have for Shanny. Plus, she's autistic now because her son isn't there, so she decided to take his mental illness or you know,
pick up that moniker. Yeah.
Yeah, take up the moniker of being
since
autistic.
When? And why didn't you say that
ever
3 years ago?
Yeah. Just me. I have been watching these people unfold since 2019. I'm the one who got Drake even watched them. One of his unfortunate first videos was the OnlyFans video.
Yeah.
I was like, you want to see something horrifying? You'll never be able to sleep at night.
And to not even be actually diagnosed is what really like blows my mind. Like she is a narcissist through and through. And then there was another time Rev came into the store asking if I had a few quarters for the air machine outside. He said that his tire was blown out, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks." He's like, "Yeah, well, it was dry rotted, and I thought I had enough time to ride on it till I was able to buy a new one." I gave him a couple quarters. He filled the donut up that he had in his tire. He put it on, and then he left.
I mean, even if Rev knew anything about anything to do with cars, he would have been driving around with like a patch kit and a thing to refill your air. I have a thing for my air because I've been so many times have not had air in my car, and the stupid light goes off, and then I gotta go to like a store or a gas station, and that thing's taking forever. So I know to keep something, but I think once you ran over that tire, the train tracks, that was it. This wasn't just some simple thing. He ripped that thing apart.
He just wanted to get the hell out of there. He was just like, please just get me out.
That video was so stupid, though. When you go into like where it's like a bridge and train tracks, you decide you should turn
ride
around
on the train tracks. It's like rule number 1 is don't ride on the train tracks where all the spikes are and the rebar and stuff. It's like, what are we on? Oh my gosh!
Here's $50 for 2 great
like
toasts.
And then
Go get those kids some
Hold on a
Chinese
minute.
food.
It smells
Hold
like
on.
rotten asshole in the room.
Oh, thanks, Crash. I will make sure to give Renee her $25 worth, or 24, or whatever. 25 minus the fee, or whatever, Renee. I'll take the fee. I'll eat it. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it.
Thank
I'm
you,
sure
Crash.
she appreciates it.
I had no idea. Thank you.
Yeah, she can't
No,
see.
but do you remember when they went on their way from Colorado, and they were like, you know, essentially nobodies or whatever. They go up to McDonald's. They're like, "We're YouTubers." It's like, who the fuck is them at this point, really?
We're famous YouTubers.
We're YouTubers. We have a channel. It's like, okay, and so does everybody in the McDonald's.
Like you said that
Yeah, right.
Tiger was all out. And I was like, oh, that sucks. He's like, yeah, well, you can drop it on that.
Move this up a little bit because I really can't hear much.
Yeah,
So you
it's kinda
heard
weird.
this
Alright.
person who was at the gas station at the time that it happened. You actually sent me screenshots, or I should say, just not screenshots, pictures of what the tire looked like, and I'm going
Show
to
them.
share them.
Show them.
So,
Show them.
Wow.
so let's
That's
take
so
a look
much.
at that actually.
Yeah. Dude, this looks like the scene from, like, I don't know, like an old dystopian movie. Look at that. What the hell? Yo, did Shanny eat it?
It's like a wheel from the 1800s.
Yeah. Yo, that thing is messed up.
That's what I said. As soon as I saw that, I was like, looks like dry rot shit. Like,
After it's been on a train track, and the fact that he was like, "Look what you guys did to my house, to my tire. Why would you do this with a rebar?" And I'm like, "Nope."
rebar. It's like you just came up with that. We know Rev knows nothing about cars. For him to say anything,
Well, I'll tell you, I knew somebody who was pissed off at someone, and they knifed some dude's tire. It didn't look exactly like it, but pretty close. I mean, it wasn't out that far, but
yeah,
like
you
the
gotta be
topper parts.
hacking it.
Yeah, all day, axe, anything but rebar. Rebar.
You
won't-
could tell
won't go
they
through.
wrote. Yeah, you could tell they wrote on it flat because they dented the shit out of the rim.
Yeah. Look at that. It was connected to the side of the train track.
Yeah, and then it's just the tires just gonna keep flipping and flipping and flipping after that. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't know it's flat yet? No.
And all he did was have he had to have the guy come because he didn't have a spare. I think this was the spare. Priorities.
Oh, yeah, man.
Here's some right
Didn't they
here.
put a donut on?
And when did you take this picture?
I thought that they didn't have any more. They were already on the donut. But either way, they sent something. They sent somebody to help them because Rev does not know how to change a tire.
You're not
And
even
then
supposed to go. I'm sorry, go ahead.
remember Shanny? Apparently, she went to the hospital.
Yeah, I was talking about that. But if he had a donut and he's been on it, if you go over 45 or 40 on a donut, it's not gonna last very long.
No,
You know? It's not supposed to. It's like
it's supposed to be a temporary solution.
yeah, it's a band-aid to get you from where you need to go to wherever to get it actually fixed. How do I know this and I'm a chick? You know?
Oh, you're a lot tougher than Rev is, but like how he was saying that somebody at the gas station told them, you know, and that just goes to show you, folks, you can't get away with shit anymore. I mean, we live in an age of there's cameras everywhere. Everyone has a cell phone. Well, every cell phone has a camera on it. You're just not. And if there's anyone anywhere and anybody who just wants to laugh at somebody's misery, they're going to be like, yeah, I talked to them. Here's a picture. You know, it's just, you just can't get away with shit anymore. If this was like 20 years ago, they'd be, no one would be able to say anything, you know?
They won't be able to eBay either.
Yeah, there you go.
When I went there to go see it with my own two eyes. Now here's the thing. Before all of this stuff started happening, the guy I paid to get a new tire for, to get that thing replaced or whatever, he even said that it didn't look like it was slashed, but I didn't believe him. You know what I mean? I was headstrong that somebody was there because you guys because the channels were talking about the house so much and what was going on over there so much. So I have a different opinion now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, looks like someone bought me Philly cheesesteak pizza. And it says, bottom line is at the end of the day, it's all fine and well for you and your family to have this pizza and everything and whatnot. So thank you for whoever sent that pizza. They got jokes. They got jokes. you sent me another, actually quite a few pictures. Here's another one.
Wow.
Here, this looks really bad.
Wow. Hold on. Let's just really take this in. Yeah, you could definitely tell that it was connected to something, and then it just dragged and dragged. And with Shanny's weight and the weight of all the other stuff that they were taking, it was too much for that to handle. But I'm sure like the weight limits at Durango's probably like 2,000 pounds, and Shanny's like about 1,500 of that.
Yeah.
I think you're you're pushing that a little bit.
All right, she's like 800.
Maybe.
Actually,
yeah.
I would say she's like in the fours, maybe 450.
I think she's probably in the fives. I'm gonna
Oh
go
wow, okay.
mid fives. Because she's tall too, so I got to take that into consideration. Her height.
Well, you know what? I'll let this play. I'll put up a poll.
Again, the audio said that it was dry rotted. Keep showing the pictures.
Yeah. So
with the tire.
So I'm gonna keep showing the pictures. So from what did they verbalize to you on the phone and when you got there?
One of them was claiming that they saw somebody outside or they heard somebody outside, and then one of them was telling me that they know that one of you went over there and that you guys did that to the tire because the tire was. Now I was aware of a slow leak that was in the tire, but there's a difference between that and a slow leak. So when they told me this stuff, at the time, obviously I'm going head on with you and your group or whatever. Well, not with you, with your group. I put it to you that way. And I took what they said to heart. I decided to believe Shanny and Red and not actually believe.
Well, an over 100% say yes.
Telling
Well,
you.
there you go. Okay, so maybe she's like 550. She should go on my 600-pound life.
Maybe she's trying to get to 600. At
Oh,
this
that's
rate,
what she's
she's never getting there with her starving and all.
Yeah, remember those older videos?
You guys are horrible. God's chosen people. I'm Jesus' anointed sandal phone. Oh, you know
Yeah.
who I am?
Yeah, they're gonna be sorry.
What the community was talking about regarding them, because like I said, I'm here, I'm there, I can see what's going on. But on the day that this happened, obviously I wasn't there. I was too busy making my rant video, being angry about somebody coming on the property. But again, I'm the one who actually paid for that tire to be repaired, or I'm sorry, for him to get another tire and have somebody replace it or whatever. I'm the one who paid for all of that.
Okay.
But there's a lot of stuff that we're going to get into, but I do owe this
It's a
community an
$100 super
apology.
chat.
And mind you, I'm
Yeah.
doing this on faith because it's not like I can say, here's my proof.
But like right there, $100. Here's to help with tires. God bless and stay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the tires.
It says something else.
That's what I call my meth pipe.
From
I need my
Amanda.
pipe.
I still see people like donate to these guys. What's wrong with you? I'm like, what's wrong with you? You want to enable child abusers? I mean, teach their own. I ain't one of those people. I want to see
Based
her
on-
on Kim Gary's channel and just, when they're driving by and I'm thinking of the song, Another Day in Paradise by Phil
Yeah.
Collins, that like, hey, I see a big whale on the street. Can you help her flip over? Oh, think twice.
Well, no, what she needs to do
Just another day for
is
you.
live in that Durango for a few months. Live like Letitia, her and Rev in a small cramped space with them eating nothing but ramen all day.
He's got 2 cars.
Yeah, why doesn't he sell one of those? Right?
Because it's
Seeing
a
how these
possession.
two are and how they go about telling stories, especially the stuff about her having
They're
cancer,
so silly.
what was that, rheumatoid arthritis, and what else did she say she had?
Osteoarthritis, fibro, breast cancer.
Fibro. Well, fibro, I
Fibroids.
think she has. The other stuff that she's talking about, I don't believe that. I don't believe she got cancer. She doesn't have a doctor's letter. There's no medical records with her saying that she has cancer. As a matter of fact, come to think about it, I think she told me it's not remitted.
Bam, there's no medical records. I mean, of course. Is there? Have you ever seen a medical record? Right? No.
No, I mean, unless she does it like how Trisha does and just types up things that she might have because she Googled them. That's what I think she did. Like, when Reb was like, I don't feel so great about my mental health. She's like, hold on, I have that Winnie the Pooh quiz we can take to see which character you might be. You came up part rabbit, part piglet.
I thought it's like more like a bingo card.
No, it's like all the people, all the characters from from Winnie the Pooh and all the disorders they have, and I believe that's how she diagnoses herself and Rev.
Mission. I forget the other word that they use when they say that it's not cancerous or whatever. I forget the word.
Benign.
It's what?
Benign.
Yeah, she told me something along the lines of that when they first came here, that it wasn't cancerous. You know, because when you've got cancer, you have to get you have to get some type of treatment on it. You know, whether it's much I disagree with it, whether it's chemo, whether it's what I agree with, which is immunotherapy and some other stuff.
I heard the kids today.
I think Rev would do better on 90 Day Fiance. Rev would be like, ha ha ha, and the girls would be like, ooh, I don't know if I want to stay. Please don't leave me. You should see what
the fact of the matter is you would get treatment, okay? And she never got none of that. She has no medical record saying that she has cancer. It'd be really easy for her to make a video response to show everybody her medical records, and you ain't gonna get that. She's self-diagnosed for the majority of the things that's going on with her. The only thing I think that she actually does have is fibroid.
Fair enough. So,
why? We just said there's no proof of anything she's ever said that she has. But I think she has fibromyalgia. No, dude, she's obese.
But didn't you say that in order for her to be diagnosed with fibromyalgia, she needs to see a rheumatologist? A rheumatologist. There you go.
Yes, exactly. And she never did. I mean, to say that you have fibromyalgia, you can't just throw stuff like that around.
You know what
without
I think
seeing
it
a
is?
Proper doctor.
I think once you weigh a certain amount of pounds and you keep trying to carry that weight, your bones start to, they get brittle, they start to crack. Maybe she should be on some calcium, maybe some Flintstone vitamins. I don't know. And she might feel better. Drink some milk.
One of the things that someone wanted to show you was this. Is someone giving them $100 specifically for the tire. And they wanted to know, did Shanny and Rev tell you, I can blow it up, did Shanny and Rev tell you that someone specifically donated $100 for the tire?
No, they didn't. What I do know is that his uncle periodically gave him money. And I want to get into that a little bit later in the video, but I'll talk about this now. That his uncle periodically gives him money, and then he didn't have enough money to take care of the tire the way he wanted. So I ultimately ended up paying for it. I paid for the guy to come over. I paid for the guy to find a cheap tire.
So
I get it. So he didn't want to drive to get a tire. He wanted it done his way, where a guy came to him to do the tire. I see where the money went.
No, Rev kept the money and had Gman pay for her tire. That's what it sounds like.
He said the uncle gave him money too.
Yeah, you only need $150 for that tire. I know, I had an SUV before. It's not $300 or $350 what he was saying. That's a lie. I mean, yeah, if you want like the good models, it'll probably be $2 something, but not $3.
Oh no, Penny, I know she doesn't care that her kids are gone. She's never going to care. She didn't care when they were there. They were a nuisance for her. They were a problem. Now she doesn't have to worry about people knocking on her door or doing anything or checking up on her and making sure she doesn't live in like disgusting filth for, however long they can keep that up. So yeah, I think she's pretty she feels relaxed now that she could just live in her squalor and filth with a blanket wrapped around her and a t-shirt. Like she's wearing a fucking sumo diaper.
Hire and to change everything and whatnot. So I didn't know that people in the community was giving them money for that stuff. But I have a question though.
Yeah.
I have a question. Somebody in this community said that somebody donated them $500. Is that true?
That's something that Shanny and Rev had stated, I want to say within the last week or two, and now they've retracted it. There's been no evidence that is the case.
And that's the thing that sucks about this. There is no evidence about it, but they did say that. They said that someone gave them 500. He's like, praise Jesus, and now it's like that never happened, but we're magically still in the hotel.
Well, now that's what Rev's last thing was, that he was saying, like, oh, the money now will help me stay in the room.
Yeah, well, like what Gman said, when they need to beg for that stuff, they go to different people for food and stuff. Anything they get from people is just to go to their addictions.
But that is something Shanny and Rev put out there in one of their very recent videos.
Because $500 is enough for them to get another week where they're at,
It is.
or even at a better hotel.
Oh yeah.
It is, and that's what people were.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Yeah, new rim as well. Okay, so it'll probably be maybe even close to like 2 something, but definitely not 3.
You know,
But
they could schmule outside and get donations, you know, some quarters thrown in a hat or something, you know. Innovation.
Pointing out, and recently Jason has now stated that no one ever said that, even though there are, you'll see it on Burnt Toad video, you might see it on my channel, once people compile that previous statement and then play Rev's recent statement that he had never stated. But you've already seen them contradict themselves before, stating that they have no food or no electricity, but yet they're eating and they're streaming, so it's not a surprise.
Yeah, people got to know that this is important, and this is for Christians and the people who donate to them. And I'm not trying to stop nobody from donating. I don't know nobody get confused with this or anything like that. When you see Rev asking for money for food and he's looking in the other direction, they don't need food. If you see him asking for food and he's looking over there or he's looking over there to get Shanny's approval, they don't need food. They're looking for.
Yeah, didn't I always say this, that he's always looking in her direction?
Yeah, I used to bring it up. I'm like, he was always staring in the other room.
I need sustenance.
Remember when he was talking about his penis size? He was like, it's not small, it's got floppage. She was like, and even if it was, it doesn't matter because you give good head.
Ew.
And it's like, you just said, yeah, he has a small dick. I heard that.
Well, he does. That's why he had to get his piercing.
Yeah, make it longer, more like a rat.
I think she personally did stuff like that to control him. You know, throw something out horrible. Remember that time that she was flirting with a female on Twitter? And the female, she was like, stop.
She was making them uncomfortable. I have screenshots of that shit still.
And it was right next to him, sitting right next to Rev. Why doesn't he ever tell her that she needs to like wash or something if she's stanking like this?
Because she'll yell at him. And then you know, if he tells her to wash, he's the one who's got to do it.
Ooh.
So he's probably like,
yeah, you're fine. Your roast is over there.
I mean, they might find some spare change in her folds. I'm sure there's at least like got to be like $5 in coins stuck to her somewhere.
Yo, I think the ex-husband's stuck in there. We haven't seen him. The original husband. The dad of his kids.
Point. All right, and that's important. The reason why I know this is because when they're hungry, they contact everybody when they're hungry. Going on YouTube saying I haven't eaten in a few days or whatever, and then having all this energy 3 or 4 hours afterward means that they're getting Delta 8 in their system and they're getting goofy and everything and whatnot.
So there you go. I just said, you know, when they're hungry, there's other people. So I believe this whole time it's just been a big, huge grift.
I saw a recent video that he did. He was asking for money for food or whatever, and he was looking over there. I said, no, that's Delta 8. And there's a lot of times when I was dealing with them before I decided to like start making these videos where I picked up on that. Like did you get the pictures regarding how much Delta 8 I used to give them? And mind you, that was a little bit compared to what I was actually getting them. Like on certain other days.
The picture where you're holding up what looks like some sort of pink object? That picture?
No. That's not me. That's Shanny doing that. I think that's Shanny. Is that me or Shanny? I don't know.
Exactly.
Someone's holding a pink object?
No, on the floor. I think I sent you a bunch of pictures of Delta 8, Delta, and like the gummies, the edibles. There should be a large picture. It's about maybe, no, it's not that.
Ew.
Nope.
Yo, but you see like how the green screen's got.
What is that thing?
I don't know.
What am I looking at?
I don't know. One of Rev's dildos.
That's what I was thinking.
Yo, what is? Hold on, let me just back up a little bit.
Edibles. There should be a large picture. It's about me.
Yeah, he'll have to do.
Yo, do you see that stain in the green screen?
Ew,
Yo,
yeah.
Do they just keep buying green screens?
I was just looking at the tiny one, but I see a giant oil stain behind that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not going crazy. Guys, you see an oil stain?
Yeah. It is rather large. Shady piss on that, probably, more than likely.
Oh, over there too.
Shady peed all over it. Look at it.
Okay, I just want to make sure you see it too.
I'm gonna piss on the green screen.
No, it's not that. Nope. 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 I have to send you the picture again. I'll send it via email again. Can't look at the G movie. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's a picture I sent you.
Yeah, it's real messed up, Penny. You know, like she should just pick other things that can't be so hurtful to people. But she don't care about anybody, not even her own kids.
I'm surprised you didn't get it. And it was a whole like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe like about maybe $300 to $500 worth of it.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm looking
like
at
all this garbage about $20 and all. I can't wait until we get into all of this. Because they ain't nothing but a bunch of liars.
So they're going live, and you've been there when they've had food, and you've heard these claims, and you know that they have food.
No, let me show you something here. I would come here, right? Right, and there would be garbage like all over the floor here, right? I don't know if you can see this or not. There'll be garbage all over the floor here. There'll be garbage on the ground and garbage all over there. They would have food in the refrigerator. They would have food here, but let me show you something. Let me make sure this is still here. There's food in the garbage. Hold on, 1 second. I'll show you. Okay, like I would come here and they would tell me they wouldn't have no food. Give me a second here, hold on. And you would see things like soup here. You would see grits.
It's still there.
You would see rice, which is still here. You would see sauce here. You would see all the food that somebody was sending them. There's still cereal here. You know what I mean? He didn't want to take it because he was getting old cook.
So he didn't want to prepare anything. So it didn't matter. It doesn't matter because look, cereal, rice.
Remember
you can't tell me that they weren't going to a pantry.
Remember I told you because they were like, she was like, the sodium from how much ramen I'm eating. Oh, the sodium is making my legs so fat and blown up, and I have them elevated, but I don't have them elevated. And I was like, yo, can't they buy oatmeal, like a giant thing of Quaker for like $1 and make it in the microwave? Because they can.
Yeah.
And what does that do?
You know what I mean?
It brings down blood pressure. It brings down swelling. I took nutrition. I mean, I think I would know.
Well, that's the thing. She's full of it. Because you know as well as I know that people who actually have these debilitating conditions
eat a
usually
box of fucking Cheerios. Anyway.
Yeah. You know, like you said about eating oatmeal, like, you know, like these things help bring down swelling.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to have like salt, you know?
Yeah, I need salt because I pass out from low sodium, from low blood pressure. She's got the opposite. She has high blood pressure or edema or whatever. She says she's elevating her legs, but they're never above her heart, which is the only way that works. She can't tell people. I don't know how she lies to people who know all this stuff. She must think we all just like we're all 10-year-olds and she's telling us all this stuff for the first time. Like, did you know that my legs are elevated because I'm sitting on a bed? It's like, no.
Oh yeah, remember that thing about the MSG, but there is no MSG in ramen?
No, there wasn't the last time I checked.
I can't handle the MSG. Doctors would tell her to be active. Exactly, dude. They would. They'd be like, get off your big ass and walk around, do something.
My workers do a lot
That's
of
another
stuff
way to get rid of
swelling. There was a lot of food in
swelling.
these cabinets, but you had to cook it, and they didn't like to cook.
Wow.
And they used to make me mad. And they used to come here, and they make me
why didn't they make their cooking streams?
come all the way down here from New Jersey or Philadelphia, and then I would come over here, and I would have food, and they didn't even finish the food that they had here. And they were crying about wanting medication all the time.
So the food that they wanted to have, I guess you have an idea as specific because it's like grits and rice. Those are staples of, your morning and dinner. I mean, some people eat rice all throughout the day, right? Especially when they're hungry. So they didn't want that stuff. They didn't want staples. What kind of food did they want?
They wanted
like Hot Pockets. They wanted like anything that was quick that you can throw in a microwave. They didn't want to cook. They didn't want anything that you can actually go on the stove and you had to actually cook. And this stuff goes very fast. Sometimes they couldn't get to it fast enough before it went bad. And it used to drive me crazy. I was like, why are you guys spending all of this money on this frozen stuff? And it doesn't last long. And even Red told me when we went shopping at Walmart on multiple occasions, don't get that, but that'll be going tomorrow. Don't get this, it'll be going tomorrow. And as soon as you get in front of them, oh, no, we got to get the Hot Pocket. We got to get the stuff that they actually like. They're very picky about what they want. But
okay, wait. See, this is where my disagreement with him. Kids are picky, especially kids with autism. They have sensory issues with things that that are in their mouths. They don't like certain feels of things. So I'm going to completely disagree with him here that the kids, because the reason why you get so much in food stamps is for your growing kids, not your growing fat ass. So you go and you get the kids what they want, what they'll eat, not you hoard food in your room because you don't want these kids to eat it because this is my food. Like no. The kids deserve to eat whatever the hell they want. And I'm sorry, I'm just one of those people. I believe parents come secondary. You've lived your life. You've gotten to try all the things. Your kids eat what your kids eat.
Well, especially because she knows that he's autistic. Knows it so much that she was going to try to get disability from him and all
she
this
knows
stuff.
It so much she decided to be autistic.
But doesn't know that like food and stuff. I don't know. And the fact that like how Gman doesn't get that either. It's like none of these people ever cared about those kids' well-being. Maybe he did, but maybe just didn't realize that this is a big problem.
I can't believe
as far
he
as
did.
like food, please.
Yeah.
There's still food here now that they don't want.
So they were never really starving. Anytime that they said that they were starving in the house, they always had food, as far as you know.
There was a couple of times I came here and all they had was what was it? I think they had like maybe two or three pieces of bread. I think, but that was only 2 times I came here. The rest of the time they had food here where they only wanted choice food.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? There was a time when his car had a flat or it wasn't operating right or didn't have gas or something like that. And from where I'm at, you have to actually go about a half a mile to get to the dollar store or to get to a store where you can get things that's affordable. And the convenience market is right down the street. I used to tell them, why don't you just go to the dollar store where everything is like cheap? Like $20 can get you a loaf of bread, it can get you peanut butter and jelly, it can get you ramen noodles, it can get you this, get you hot dogs, you know what I mean? It can get you juice.
Yeah.
And he would never do that. He would go to the convenience market. You know what I mean?
It's because he's a child. It's because he's a tool.
The markup on that food is amazing. Like I said, when she was drinking that coffee drink, I'm like, yo, did you know that you could buy like an entire case of water that doesn't have E. coli in it? Because we know that didn't happen.
For the $4 that she spent for a drink at the convenience store.
This water has E. coli in it. Well, then you need to check with the hotel because there ain't no E. coli in any water anywhere around there.
So what do? They just spend that money like children at a convenience store and pay like double, sometimes triple the price, and then when they run out, ask him or
you
ask
see
one
Rev
of their family
today.
members?
What does Rev have today? He has a pack of name brand cigarettes, 100s, and they're not cheap. They're like what, $8, $9, $10 a pack? I don't even know anymore.
Well, it's because Drag gave it to him, but no, I see it like.
And a coffee. I don't see that motherfucker chow down on anything because he's so starving and all. You figure he would at least be sitting there with like a McMuffin or anything. Like a fucking bagel. Like, thanks for the food. I really needed it. No. I don't want to hear you're starving when you're smoking and drinking coffee. No. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
It requires some exercise for him to walk over there, but he never wanted to do it. He used to drive me crazy. So when I had to come all the way from where I was to come over here to do it, naturally, they was going to hear my mouth a little bit.
Oh wow!
I'm not mean when it comes to like trying to feed people, but I just don't like picky people where they're like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this. I don't care if you don't like it. It's edible. You can eat it. You can survive.
Wow, especially when they have no income and they're not trying to obtain any sort of income. It just seems like they're just laying up and just depending on you to make their lives easier.
They went through 740 or something like that dollars in 2 weeks for food.
Wait.
In 2 weeks when they had those stamps.
Whoa.
They went through that in 2 weeks. I was like, you're broke already?
Wait, that's food stamp money or your money?
Yeah, EBT card.
So they went through over $700 worth of EBT in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks.
What were they?
Yeah, they had to
That's
be buying cigarettes and shit at the store.
Yeah. Well, even if they were buying food, they weren't spend wise with it. They don't know how to budget. Somebody needs to sit down with these people, and they could go to programs that would teach them how to budget, but they're not doing that because that requires effort. That requires leaving the house for something other than what you want to bring right back. And it's Shanny having a problem with Rev ever leaving the house. She's not going to do it.
They should have had a deep freezer.
As far as I know, she owns 2 T-shirts because that's all she's worn.
Yeah, well, they're, what would they say, 7X?
7X jacket. 7X. I've never seen that in my life. I'm like, do they just take a quilt and cut holes in it? What do they do at that point?
Yeah, hope for the best. That is big.
In 2 weeks. Then I remember one time when it was really cold in here, and they were saying that they was eating, that they had nothing in here to eat. Like they was calling me on the phone all the time. We ain't got nothing. Brother, could you just send $10 or $15? And I was doing it, and then I came here, and there was a big fat pack of hot dogs down here in the refrigerator. There's a big fat pack of hot dogs in the refrigerator.
Just get some bread, roll it up, do it old style. Man, I grew up on government cheese. I don't know why these people are complaining. I just don't understand.
It's because they just want the money. They're not starving. And like whoever said months ago, Shanny can lose some weight. She can lose a lot of weight.
I'm sure a lot of us have fallen on hard times. I mean, I grew up poor. I had to walk to a store, walk home with the groceries with my mom, have our big block of government cheese that didn't melt when my mom's trying to use an iron to like make a grilled cheese out of it. Like, they have no idea what struggle actually is.
No, Shanny had, her life, which seemed like middle class, and Rev was an only child, so he was spoiled.
Yes.
Oh, Autumn just donated, so that's gonna be coming up soon. Yeah, so I'll let you know when that comes up.
No.
You know what I mean? And they're telling me that they don't got no food, but then they're asking me for $10 here, $5 here. The number that people got to watch out for is 25 and 30, because that means they want Delta 8. You got to watch out for that number, because when they ask for 25 and 30, that means they're looking for medication.
Okay.
Autumn Maple Leaf Winter Snowflake has just donated $20 through Super Chat. Ty for exposing the truth about them. Woman raising hand, light skin tone.
Light skin tone. Thank you, Autumn. I appreciate it. Delta 8, that's that synthetic marijuana. It's really, really low. It's really weak. But now we know if we hear 25 or $30, they're looking for that. But I'll keep an eye out for those numbers. Folks, I need $25.
So it seems like they were prioritizing drugs. It seems like they were prioritizing drugs over food, especially when they had 2 kids in the house.
Right?
It gets better. See, this is when I differentiate Shanny from Rev, right? What a lot of people on here may not know is that Rev's uncle was still supporting him a little bit. Rev's uncle would come over, and Rev, I dare you to lie about this, dude. Okay, I dare you to lie about this. Where his uncle would give him $200, and the moment Shanny found out he had that money, my leg, my arm, and you know what I mean. And she needed some Delta 8 because she was in excruciating pain, and all of the money would go on that instead of like gas, which is an essential, which was an essential at the time. As a matter of fact, if he would have just took $100 of that money during that time when it was cold, and put and called the gas company, they would have came over, they would have put the gas in the tank, and they would have had heat for 3 or 4 days. You know what I mean? Or they could have went to the gas station and got some oil or whatever and put it in those tanks, and they would have had heat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they wasn't prioritizing their money. When they got it, one of their major priorities is that Delta 8, because they're convinced Rev needs it to stay calm and to be able to be even-minded, and then Shanny needs it in order to get rid of her pain, which is a bunch of baloney.
Wow, that's because you and I remember speaking to Rev, and he never needed Delta 8 to function, to have conversations with us for hours. He never needed that.
Shanny got him on it. Shanny got him on it.
You know what? I believe that. Seeing all those old videos that I was able to find, all those archived old videos.
Yeah, Rev sitting in the corner looking like he's like he was
about
stolen.
to die. Yeah, and she's like, "Here, smoke this," and he's like, "I don't want to." She's like, "It'll calm you down," and he's like, "Oh, okay."
But
And
that
then
was
like
a-
his
that
neck
was a
starts to like
lot.
twitch.
Autumn, you're the same nationalities as Draven. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shanny got him on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow!
Shanny
So
got him on it.
a lot of us speculated that she has him hooked on a few different things
With a
including
triple
her.
threat.
And so it sounds like you're confirming that Shanny has created a sort of a chemical dependence for Rev to his detriment.
Exactly.
They tried to get me to try that mess, and I never did. Thank God I didn't. I don't even know what this stuff tastes like, and I'm glad I don't.
Wow. Yo, Shane's so off. She's one of those misery loves company people. You're like, hey, Gman, you want to smoke some of my shitty Delta 8? Like, really, it is really weak.
It's like, I was told to say no to drugs from strangers and strange-looking
woman.
people.
I was told I just had to say no to drugs.
She's like, I can
So-
see you with my third eye that just grows and grows and grows. If anything, she should get that thing looked at, because that might be actually anchored to her brain.
I don't know what that thing is. What's up with that?
It gets bigger and bigger, yeah.
What's up with that? Infection she's got going on that forehead.
Her scalp. I mean, it's a sign that she hasn't seen a shower or anything. She's probably got
It makes you very
lice.
tired. I'll tell you that. It gives you something called couch lock.
It makes them goofy. When they use it, they get really goofy, and they get very confident all of a sudden, and they get goofy, and they don't care about nothing when they're using that stuff. As a matter of fact, have you used it before?
I have. I actually have Delta 8 sitting here.
You know the oils, right?
Yes,
I would come over here sometimes because, like I said, I have a way of where I can get it wholesale. I don't pay it for retail. I used to bring about $150 worth of that stuff over here, right? And I'll say, okay, you get like 5, and this person get 5 or whatever, like 10 and 10 or whatever, right?
You know, this makes a lot of sense though, because I'm like, how are they affording all this stuff? Because they would be sitting there, like, you know, smoking and looking so messed up. And I know that it's a lot weaker.
That sucks, Brett. I didn't even know that was a thing.
What's the thing?
He can't use his PayPal or Cash App because he can't joke around with people.
Oh wow. Oh, I don't even
sucks.
know.
Yeah, that's weird. Open a Venmo.
And
Yeah,
Rip my fucking
Rep
thing
used to
off.
tell
I'm ready to do that.
I love this clip that's
me
playing.
out of like 12
Yeah.
or 15 or even
It's
20 of
sterile
them,
and
you may
disgusting
get
after
2 of
being
them.
in
Jenny would get 2 more. I remember one time I brought them 4 boxes.
Wow.
Boxes, not just the packs.
Wow.
Boxes of the edibles, and it was
It's
gone in
true.
2 days.
It's
2
true.
days, and it wasn't even him. It was Shanny that they used all of it
Wow.
in 2 days.
Yeah, I saw her with 3 vape pens.
Can you guys hear me?
Sorry, I had to mute myself. I had to turn off some super chat stuff. So yeah, that's ridiculous. Like that's quite a bit. That is quite a. So if they're spending this much money on drugs, it's not a surprise that
Drugs. Wait a minute. Okay, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it is. You know, I mean, legal drugs, but it's a low level. It's like, you know, a Tylenol versus like a Tylenol 3.
Tom,
You know what I mean?
You idiots continually donate to Rev and Shanny, because I will agree with that.
Yeah.
That's how you view it. I'm different, so I want to make sure I put that out. But
Okay,
anyway,
well, okay. On their medication, they were
Yeah.
spending quite a
And
bit
ain't
of
medication
money.
either.
Okay, the substances that they were consuming, that's not food.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
The substances were taking priority over food. So my
Oh my
question
God,
is,
you
how
see
are they?
that though? You see how this man has to come to terms with like, well, no, it's not medication, it's not drugs. All right, well, what is it?
Because
It's something-
he's still defending Rev.
Yeah, maybe because deep down he kind of feels sorry for him. You know, he knows that maybe if Rev wasn't put in all these situations, he wouldn't be, he wouldn't have been pushed to do what he did.
See, I had faith that once Rev came back to his where he's from,
He
and
changed.
everything, that he would get the gall to leave Shanny, especially because he had family here, like wherever they live, to help him out of the situation he's in.
Yeah,
And you can tell he doesn't want to be a father. He doesn't really want to be a husband. He's not even married. He has literally no ties to this woman.
So then why does he do it? Because he just doesn't know anything else? He's lonely? Or he thinks no one else is gonna, like how he said, like, and now I'm sterile and disgusting after I've been in you.
He's like, nobody's gonna want to be with me after I've been in you, you know? And she's like, wow. But, like, not everybody needs to know that. Like, he could hide the whole fact that he even had an internet history. Start over. You know, if he's gonna collect some money, maybe he should get a passport with a different name or something. I don't know.
Feeding the boys sufficiently if they're spending all this money and effort to acquire these substances.
Well, that's where the EBT thing came from. They would use the EBT card to get them food, and then I would come over and I would buy food, and the kids would eat that way. Rev will always tell me that the kids ate a lot of food, which, to a small degree, he's right. But they're growing children; they're going to eat a lot of food. It got to the point where Shanny and Rev had a lot of the food in the room with them instead of downstairs, and they had to go in the room and go to them to get the food. Yes. But at the end of the day, they could have.
Remember that?
Yeah, they always did that.
They always did that. They did that in Colorado too. I mean, hell, they had a stove up there and, you know, hot plate and all the spices. Remember, all the spices were in the bathroom.
Yeah, pots and pans and shit too.
You know what?
And they had a hot plate. So where they left that hot plate? But he had a hot plate when he had money.
I'm actually gonna.
Remember, he was
playing this. I'm gonna
cooking
look for
on
that
his
video.
bed. I have it on my channel, the food porn individual one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's food porn individual.
You have to tell me the name of it.
Had to use the money for food instead of using it for Delta 8.
It's easier to find there.
Okay.
If I wasn't around, the situation here would have been a lot worse.
So, who had direct access to the food? Because we did notice on one of the streams, the boys had to come and like beg Shanny for food. And so, what the speculation was that Shanny had a mini fridge or some sort of container or an area where she kept all the food and she dealt it out to everybody.
No mini fridge. No mini fridge. She would keep it to the. Did you get the picture where you can see her head and you can see the side of her? Did you see that picture?
Yeah,
okay. So, and amongst all of that mess over there was her side. The other side, the other side that was further away from Shanny, that was Rev's side. So you would see some of the food there, and you would see some of the food on the floor there. So what you're looking at, right there, that's Shanny's side right there. The opposite side would be Rev's side.
Ew.
Right? And they would have some of the food there, and they would have the other amount of the food on the other side, and they took it from down.
So this is where they were sleeping?
Yeah.
Ew.
That's Shanny's side. Well, we saw at the Colorado house, Shanny's side was always disgustingly messed up. Rev's side was kind of neat.
I love how like every place they go, they just leave their stuff. You know,
it's such a weird thing. I don't know.
It is. I know, right? Makes your head hurt.
Tommy, I never donated a dime to them. Never.
Yeah, me neither.
The only thing I did a truce with her for giving me some information where I took down some videos, but I put them back up.
Yeah, because she was full of it.
Does anyone else feel like Gman
downstairs because they were saying that they would eat it too fast?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Gman is trying to either make himself look or feel better about the boys and the way they were treated. Yeah, I really do believe that. I think he's... You know, he let it go on for so long, and he knew what they were living in. He knew they were living in squalor. But he used that whole thing. We were eating chicken and watermelon, and everything was fine. And CPS came in, and they were like, "Well, I guess we ain't got no reason to be here." He made excuses for them. He covered up for them. And he should have never did that. So as much as people want to give him accolades for talking out about this, I'm kind of pissed off because we knew all this was correct. Like, everything he's saying is something we already knew.
Yeah, exactly.
And he just hit it.
Until he's like, oh, this looks bad. This is like a bedroom.
The boys would eat the food too fast if they left it, so they had to. Okay.
But to be perfectly honest, and I've been wanting to say this for a while to Shanny, that's Shanny's fault for not getting up and actually cooking meals. You know what I mean? And just buying quick food all the time, because by the time you buy like about maybe 4 or 5 of those Hot Pockets, when you go to Walmart, that's $50. You know what I mean? And then if you go, and mind you, they go through that stuff really, really, really fast. Then they get like DiGiorno, which they go through like in a couple of minutes. You know what I mean? When I used to come here, I used to get them, the pizza. I used to get them the Hot Pockets, but nowhere near the way they did. I would get them stuff that they had to actually cook. You know what I mean? And a lot of that stuff used to irritate me because I used to come here and a lot of that stuff would be in the garbage. Some of the stuff is still in the cabinets now. It's just ridiculous.
So they're wasting food, right? Hold on. So they're buying food
Petty
that's
Patty.
easy to microwave.
I don't
Shanny
believe
is
Trevor did
essentially
that,
hoarding a
huh?
lot of it near her. And
What?
Petty Patty, what she said, she wants to know if he never sent any pics to CPS. You know why? Because I think he was afraid he would be implicated in that. You know, if he's supposedly a landlord, that's his job too, is to make sure that his house is up to code. And if he's hiding it,
Right.
yeah, he talks openly about the cats peeing on a table like it's nothing. He's just like, yeah, the cats were peeing on the table.
It's
It's
why
like,
didn't
and you
say
think
anything?
that's okay?
so it ends up being an issue with you because, one, they're wasting money, they're wasting resources, wasting your time, and at the same time, trash is
Exactly,
accumulating that they
Tommy.
don't want to take out. Because there was a video that Rev had done a few weeks ago where he was complaining about a fly problem that had evidently...
That's the room that's right here. There was a bunch of flies going around because nobody wanted to clean up the garbage bags, and nobody wanted to close the windows. Nobody wanted to do what they needed to do in here. You know what I mean? I had to come here. I had to put fly traps up. I have to close the windows. I have to wipe everything down. And it's like, I have to come here and do this, and I shouldn't have to if I'm not staying here. That's why I used to laugh at you guys when you guys thought I lived here with them. I said, no, not even close. I wasn't living here with them.
I can't imagine feeling
Never
safe when there's a
smell.
whole bunch of flies around, because it happens. You get a fruit fly in, everybody going to work and school, you come back and you have a colony, right? It definitely happened. But
It wasn't just fruit flies. It was fruit flies and it was regular flies.
so there's two different species of flies
Yeah.
infesting the house while they're
Yeah.
just living. So were the flies in the boys' room too?
No, they were mainly down here. Most of the flies were down here because this is where all the trash was. Matter of fact, the table that I'm using right now was the table that the gray cat Gavin, they call, was coming on top of this table, peeing all over the table. And I used to get mad at him
Yeah.
because, again, Shanny spent the
Ew.
majority of her
Wait,
time in that room.
And he's
whereas
sitting
Red
there right
was
now.
perfect.
The cat.
Yeah.
Does anybody understand that cat pee soaks through wood and floors? Like, you can't just like spray that shit and pretend it's gone. Cat pee literally soaks into stuff and rots from the inside.
Wouldn't it smell
And
right
he's
now?
just sitting there like, this is an office table for him, filled with cat piss. Like, yeah, he should be able to smell it right now. He's like, matter of fact, the table I'm at right now, that cat pissed on.
Yeah,
It's
the
like,
table I just ate my dinner on.
I wouldn't be sitting there. That'd be in the trash. It's just me. I don't know.
Gee, that is a perfect good table, woman.
Actually energetic to do whatever he needs to do. And he didn't want to come down here and wipe it down. I had to get the boys to do it. To come down here and clean it because I told him if they didn't do it, the cats had to go. And I wasn't joking.
Oh wow, yeah, because people were actually very, very concerned about the cats, and they were wondering sort of, what were the cats doing, were they being taken care of, and sort of now, what were the conditions of the cats?
The cats seem to be doing just fine. When I saw them, they both look fat. They both look like they're still eating.
Pissing all over
They
the
they
table.
seem to be okay. They're
Totally
all sharing
normal.
that one little room that they're in. They seem to be all right.
Okay, well that's a relief. At least the cats are being taken care of, unlike
No, they're not.
certain other humans.
Unlike
and
the-
And by the way, in case I didn't do it,
Yeah, they're not as much as well as they could be. That's for sure.
but I want to apologize to the community again for what apparently is looking like a false accusation of people coming to this house, which caused me to go into the park late at night like an idiot and rage the way I did when I was in the park. I don't have no proof that nobody wasn't here, but considering how Shanny and Rev, the things.
How about considering that there's no evidence, like there's nothing broken, no spray paint, you can tell if someone was messing around with your stuff.
That they're doing now and some revelations that I'm coming to regarding them and how much they lie on social media. You know what I mean? No, I'm not buying it no more. I'm not buying it because even the person who fixed the tire said that it looked like somebody was driving on flat with it or whatever. The problem was with this. I had to go by you, who I was not that crazy about, and what other people was on here was talking about, versus two people that I semi got along with. That was Shanny and Red, and obviously my friend who was one of the people that fixed the that actually fixed the tire or whatever. So I owe y'all an apology for that.
So that's very big of you, and I'm sure that there's the people who that apology is owed towards. Will
Ms.
definitely-
Parker, Dragnaut,
piece of-
and whoever the Dragoons is out in my head that I was thinking that was here. There's only but so many atheists that I know of that live in Pennsylvania. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're affiliated with you, to be honest.
So yeah, a lot of people just watch me, to be honest.
Well, he thinks everybody's an atheist.
So given your experiences with Shanny and Rev, have you had a change of heart, or have you had any sort of moment where you reevaluated a lot of the lies that you were told and sort of just reaction channels in general?
Lies you went with?
Okay, as far as I'll get to the reaction thing in a minute, but as far as the relationship that I have with Shanny and Rev, or how I look at them when they talk about people on the internet, some of the stuff that people are saying online about them is true, and a lot more of what they're saying about them is true. Because, Rev grew up a spoiled brat that didn't know how to take care of himself, and then Shanny is an entitled brat who wants everything done for her. Together.
So if he knows that, then why does he act surprised?
Because he's really not. He's not surprised.
So what is this? Saving face?
Yeah, this is him trying to he's done this before. This isn't the first time he's done this. He's gotten into fights with them before and went on tirades against them when they were calling him the M-word and da-da-da-da-da. And they always pull back together. And then he'll hate all of us again for reacting. Like, why are you guys making videos about them? It's like, they're a train wreck, and it's kind of like I like to keep track of train wrecks sometimes. I mean, I'm glad the kids are out of there. Now I got to worry about the cats.
I know. Once the cats are gone, then people are,
Those cats are stuck in a hotel room right now.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, why can't animal control get involved?
They can. Somebody just needs to call.
Together, they make two slobs that don't like to clean up at all. You know what I mean? So I can't argue with that. As far as the reaction channels go, do you really want me to talk about that right now?
I mean,
we're getting along.
I mean, because it seems like you and Shanny and Rev don't like reaction channels, but it seems like y'all are kind of reacting to each other.
I'm not reacting to them. What I'm doing is see, here's the thing. Me and you got a bit of a disagreement on what a reaction is and what because I react when I watch the videos.
Okay.
I respond after I see the videos.
Okay.
So you didn't see how I was responding when for example, Shanny was getting old ghetto on that last stream that she did or whatever. I was laughing my behind off, but when I got on YouTube, I had something constructive to say, but I was just laughing because I thought it was funny. Not to mention I thought she was a hypocrite too.
I hate when she does that shit.
Yeah, right?
That's very unnerving. It took me a long time because a lot of people made fun of my accent when I moved away because my vernacular and stuff like that. They're like, "Oh, you sound like you're not from around here," and I'm like, "Oh, because everybody here is white. I don't know." I don't know. I can't talk like you guys. I didn't dress like anybody from where I went from the hood to like Preppyville, and they're like, "Ew, don't talk to her. She's wearing high tops." And I'm like, seriously? Because I like basketball and I wear high tops, all of a sudden I'm excommunicated from your preppy group? That's fine.
But you said, right, growing up in Philly, if you didn't wear certain clothes, you get your ass kicked, right?
Yeah. Or you got your ass kicked and got your shit stolen from you. Yeah, you eat under the table and stuff like that. It was nuts.
Through your shoes like a boat on the
You gotta know which streets to walk down. You walk down the wrong street, you get jumped. Even if you're a girl, they don't care. But I agree with Kerry. Yeah, why now, G-Man? Why now? Because his channel's growing again. And people are like, big ups, G-Man. Thanks for actually saying something. It's like, he could have said this years ago. Years ago. Save poor Zach and Will from crying on camera about their mother being disgusting and stuff like that, saying, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be part of this. I'm, having to take her son to the crisis unit, during a pandemic where she's like, I have to drive with him because he's hurting him. He's promising to hurt himself. She's live streaming this shit in her car. And she didn't even go in the hospital because it might trigger her PTSD. Of what, hospitals?
Doing something.
Like, I had to leave him there. Like, no, bitch, you sit with your kid. You sit with your kid. I don't care. I don't care if it's a week. You sit with your kid.
Now, that's what we call it.
Crash, you're a dude.
Did you show everybody this yet?
Not yet.
I was telling the truth about this.
So we're gonna get to that. So I wanted to ask though. So people are curious about your original motivation are trying to help them ever since they were in Colorado, because there's a famous video, the eviction video, where, you know, I need G-Man, someone did me severely, get me G-Man now. And so, I mean, it's funny, right? So people...
So even to him, it was funny.
Yeah, well, that's because G-Man's their crutch.
Yeah.
Wondering, what was your motivation for helping them out since then till now?
Well, because you know this because you was in the Great Debate Days. You was around during the Great Debate Days. I was affiliated and friends with Shanny before all of this mess ever happened, before they gave me a house and everything. And I think I had a genuine, sincere friendship with her. I didn't know that much about her, but I had a YouTube internet friendship with her. Rev off and on, because he used to go into Nadia's room or whatever. When all of this stuff started happening, I think it was nothing but a bunch of confusion, and Shanny responded or reacted, whatever you want to call it, to what she perceived was using her or stealing from her or whatever, to such a degree that I got kicked out of here. You know what I mean? In a very ungodly, illegal way, looking back at it. But my motivation for helping them is that I'm a Christian. I believe in trying to help people who don't have it. They did something nice for me. I am the kind of person that if you do something for me, I won't forget it. Don't care.
Did he ever actually answer that question in the way beginning? He never did, right? When he was like, so why did you get that house for $1? Right? I don't think he ever did. I just realized, like, he
was gifted it.
Why? Because they couldn't pay for the taxes, or they just felt like, hey, this house has a lot of problems.
It had a lot of problems. I don't think they wanted to keep up with the taxes, all the maintenance issues and stuff like that. They knew that G-Man had some carpentry skills and could fix it up and whatever. I don't know why Rev felt like he owed G-Man a house. I have no idea. I don't know anything about that lore. But for some reason, he felt like he owed it to him. Maybe because he was probably like, Tyrone, into my filet mignons. You know.
How much you don't like me or whatever. Yeah. I will do what I can to try to repay the favor. And several family members of mine are telling me, including some Christians, are telling me that I go a little bit too far with it. But yeah, I do believe in repaying people when they do something nice for me. You know what I mean? Especially when I really, 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 really need it. I don't forget stuff like that. So my
So is that what this is all about? That he was trying to pay them back for maybe Shanny did throw that at him and said, we helped you when you had nothing. But again, if he feels like he's has a life debt to them or to Rev or to whoever, that doesn't mean excuse the child abuse. I mean, in my opinion, but still, you know what I mean? You shouldn't have to allow that to happen. And then finally, when you get sick of them, be like, oh yeah, she abused the kids and the cats were peeing on the table. Like, if you knew about it, why didn't you do anything about it?
Cats will pee on a table if they have nowhere else to pee.
That's right. So if there's crap all filled in the bucket.
Yes, their litter boxes were overly filled and they're peeing on the table to get your attention. Sometimes they pee because they have a medical problem that they're trying to make you aware of, like diabetes or something, like especially older cats get. They start limping, they get what Shanny thinks she has, edema or whatever. They get cysts and things, especially if they're not being brushed or taken care of or even going for regular visits. Yeah, so a cat will just piss in front of you to try to get your attention.
I just think, I think Rev just doesn't want to do anything. He could have kept that house and made that nice. They could have put money into it, but Rev's just too damn lazy. He doesn't realize that to be any type of successful in this world, you have to put a little bit of elbow grease into it.
Rev's never had to do that, so he's not going to.
No, that's pathetic, because that's what we all have to do, whether you had a silver spoon in your mouth or not.
Well, that's when you gotta smack people down to reality and show them exactly where they actually belong. The more you hand people out stuff, the more they're gimme, because they're expecting it at this point.
Well, I heard that one of the biggest reasons why they're still getting donations, it's not because people are trying to help them, it's because they want them online.
Yeah, people want to keep track of them. And
yeah.
To a point, I understand that, especially when the kids were involved. The kids aren't so much involved anymore. You know, it's more just like, okay, well, like, I feel bad for the cats because they're helpless animals. But if Shanny and Rev just ended up under the L, I wouldn't give a shit. Actually, I believe they need that.
I'm gonna look that up though to see if cats are allowed to stay in a small, crammed hotel room for an extended period of time. She really
No, they're not.
Give them up to somebody.
They're not, especially because you know they're not changing any litter boxes or anything like that.
Ugh, right?
Yeah, so animal control should be able to come out there.
Oh, can you imagine the flies all over that place? Ugh.
Can you imagine walking by that room and smelling it?
Oh no!
It's probably
stanky.
Probably green smoke coming out from under the door. People are like, "What's going on in there? Are they filming a horror movie?" It's like, no, they are the horror movie.
Yo, you know when you go outside in the summertime and when it's like so hot, your eyes kind of sting? That's how I feel like it would be if you were in their general presence. You like your eyes would start like tearing up or bleeding or both.
Yeah, you remember I told you about that girl I used to know at her house, man. Her house was bad. You could smell it from the street too.
Oh, the one that had the cats in the wall?
Yeah, she had cats in the wall. She had a pigeon that flew in through the roof. The dog pissed right on the floor. She just walked right through it.
Ew.
Yeah, it was gross. Remember I told you, I was like, I didn't even want to be in there. She was like 4 years older than us, and I went to go pee, and I didn't want to sit on the toilet because I was scared, and I was only 14 at the time. And when I grabbed the sink partition in front of me to try to like keep my balance, the whole thing came off the wall.
So what'd you do? You just left?
I was like, I can't sleep here. My mom used to make me strip off all my clothes when I got a house. She's like, were you in that house? You better get changed. That house is disgusting. I was like, Mom, a cat came through the wall. It was really scary. I didn't know what it was. Had cobwebs all over its face.
You think they have like a nose problem or something?
No, I think they have a brain problem.
To try to repair my relationship with them. Whether or not they was going to give this back to me or not, you know, that was up to them or whatever. Because at that particular point, I was just done with it. I figured they was going to condemn the place or something like that at some point or whatever. Did I send you the pictures of the tall grass and how this place looked when I finally did come back here?
No, I don't have that. But as a quick aside,
some of the grass was higher than some of the shrubs. The grass was like I'm 5'11". The grass came up to my waist. It was high.
I believe you.
You know what I mean?
As a quick aside, there's people sending super chat said apology to burnt toast would be nice, since a lot of the one of the videos that you had made.
Don't you love that he was just like, for what? He knows what for. I mean, I don't know, for saying that you were going to take a where you had to talk to the police about, maybe. For what? Man, and that is all I need right there to know why he never said anything before about the child abuse. Because he is this close-minded to like, well, I didn't do anything wrong. Dude, you spoke to the cops. They contacted him, for making a, verbal threat, saying he was going to shoot people.
Oh, they did contact him?
Yeah, he had to go to the police station. He made a video about it.
Good, because that was horrible.
Yeah, he said that they gave him a mouthful. I bet they did.
Mouthful of soap.
Was threatening her evidently.
And
so people were saying that apologies should.
Oh, you're talking about when she went on Zillow.
Yes.
All right, Burnt Toast. I apologize to you, Burnt Toast, for whatever I said to you. I don't remember what I said word for word because my mind's been somewhere else lately.
Okay.
But I agree with you, Smoking Joe. If Rev had at least one other person under his belt, he would have been able to walk away. But because he only had a for real doll's torso, it's pretty hard, I mean, I would go back to the for real doll.
Yeah,
at least it wouldn't talk back. Yeah, they wouldn't demand him to get stuff. Just maybe like some soapy water to clean out
the whole Zillow thing and whatnot, which I still wish you would have never did that. Which I'm pretty sure you're gonna do again. But like I said, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for going off on you for doing that.
Okay. All right. So, so you
Now I'm being
And in all fairness to him, you don't have to like people on the internet. You just don't have to threaten them with weapons,
Yeah, specifically going like, I don't care who knows, I am going to kill you. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Using those exact words.
And if anything happens to her, you are suspect number 1.
I can't believe he could still have a channel after that.
All right, hold on. Crash asked you a question. I don't know what it is. Hold up. That chick was nasty. Draven, you personally, if you had to have sex with one of them, which would it be, Rev or Shanny?
Oh God, I think Rev, because I can make it.
He's more feminine.
Yeah, he is more feminine.
He's got more ladylike figure.
He might have smaller boobs, but at least they're not on the ground.
I think he's only been with one woman. That woman's been with a lot of dudes, but
So then Rev's been with a lot of dudes.
I don't think he's even gotten it in her. I think he's probably found a fold and just went for it.
Yeah.
It's the truth, though.
That's what I think.
See my face, and you know why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I'm not 5 minutes off of her toes, so it's kind of like I don't really want to talk about her right now.
That's why I think it's just
we
can address it more in detail later. At least it's out there.
I apologize to her toes. I will not. I will do my research before I go off on her next time.
That would probably be best. But so.
How about you just don't threaten? Even if she did do that, dude, you put the house on Zillow. If you did it, then what is your problem? Oh my God, they showed a house that I'm trying to sell. All right, good. You maybe get you some traction. Maybe someone will buy it. There is people out there that will do stuff like that. Like, hey, why not? Let's see how long before it falls down.
So your Christian duty and sort of your personal morals motivated you to sort of help out Shanny and Rev, and there are people sort of wondering, was part of that motivation your continued assistance with them even after they seem just absolutely obstinate about not getting jobs? Was part of that the boys and their presence there?
That's a meaty question. Okay, so people gotta understand something here.
That's a meaty question.
Even though I was helping them in Colorado, Shanny was still.
What are you saying, that I'm gay? That's a meaty question. Yeah, I really gotta think deep about that. You're gonna really split me in half on this one.
Sending me a lot of hate mail via text message. We were talking about this before we went live. Via text message and via video messages. Because as a lot of I was at a wake, and then she sent me a whole bunch of stuff about race and everything to me via video. And I'm gonna let you guys listen to it in a minute. Shanny said she never did it. As a matter of fact, can somebody go on Twitch and see if she's saying right now she never said it, so I can make her look stupid, so I can show everybody what I'm talking about?
She'll make an excuse for it, but if you already had the video ready.
Spoken Joe, so I'm guessing when Red had all that money, Shanny wasn't on the account. If Red was smart, let's see, got his mind back a little, he could have left her in Colorado once it comes. Yes, he could have, because
he should have.
They were never married. She never had power of attorney. He never actually filed any paperwork for that to happen. And she, which a lot of people say, because I can't say the word, she graped him because he wasn't in the right state of mind. He was in an infantile state of mind, going through bad alcohol withdrawal with no help, and that can kill you.
Yeah, when you started watching them, when was it? It was when they were at that first Colorado apartment, right? Before the condo.
Yeah, before the condo.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was Colorado, though.
Yeah.
To play the audio, then we just go ahead and play it, and I'll make sure I turn you up.
Because I remember they were in
All
that
right,
room.
so before I do that, the boys and Rev was my number one motivation. The boys, because they can't take care of themselves. The end. You know what I mean? There's nothing to say about that. They cannot take care of themselves. They can barely function in here, as far as I was concerned. As far as Rev goes, Rev gave me this house, so I feel a obligation almost with him to try to help him. As a matter of fact, can I tell you a quick story about that real quick?
Go for it.
Because I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because I made a video. I'd like to get your opinion on this. I made a video on the Sowing and Reaping channel, and I said that if I catch them lying to me about the tire, particularly Rev, that if he lied about the tire, I'm not giving him nothing if I rent or sell this place or whatever. I'm not giving him nothing because I feel like they put my freedom on the line. Because I'm in a lot of trouble for.
Right there is why Rev made that video today.
Because he said that you wouldn't give him anything?
Yeah, he said if he found out that he was lying, he wouldn't give him anything. So that's why Rev tried to retcon what he was saying in the video today, because he still wants that connection with Gman to try to get some money back out of this deal. Oh, I see what you did.
For that. You understand what I mean? So, I got a sister who was semi-supporting them. You know what I mean? It was time that they heard that they had no food. So when I came over, part of the money that I would bring here came from family members.
And I think your sister made them a pie at one point.
Mm-hmm. And they made them a pie. They was actually going to do something really nice. They was going to buy them a brand new bedroom set. They was going to put some furniture in here because we was under the assumption that they was going to go get a bloody job.
Really? Dude, they never worked. How are you under these? Shanny worked. Rev never did. So
Shanny
how you
worked,
under that?
but for very, very short stints of time.
Yeah, because her BPD would put her foot in her mouth.
And now she's getting a double major in what? Anthropology?
Well, that was from June. She said that from June, but still, that was funny.
She's gonna go out excavating bodies and shit. She can't ever get out of bed. She don't even have bones.
Yeah, that's why she's looking for bones.
Thank you. See, Crash, this is what I do. I'm like the investigative reporter where I hear something that came and I'm like, wait a minute. I know why you just made that. You made that because he said that.
Yeah. No, these two got like a weird relationship for sure.
We was under the assumption of that. What changed my mind about all of that was when he turned down that job. I wanted them out of here after that. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, seriously. I'm not talking about no temper tantrum. Like, I wanted them out of here because now I'm thinking that there's something going on here because he doesn't want to work. If you don't want to work, how are you going to support yourself? You know what I mean? Right. So I stuck with them because of the boys and because of this obligation I felt like I owed to Red.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I didn't have, he was there and he helped me out. So in that, he's right. Where he's wrong is that he's doing absolutely squat for himself. It's like they're just laying down waiting to die, and they just think people should just help them. And I don't operate like that. They're not going to get that with me. Now, I do want to play some audio here for some people. This will give you guys a little bit of context. I'll send Dragon all of the entire conversation that's here, except for one thing. Rev and Shanny showed me what they owed for their rent, which was about $6,000, $6,076.23.
Wow. That's quite a bit. Wait, was Rev just not paying anymore? What are you doing? Are you typing?
Me? No.
Oh. You said they Rev owed $6,000 in back rent.
Probably for the Colorado place, right?
So what they do? They just left? Like what happens?
Yes, they did. They just left. They had a notice.
So he has to pay that, right? I mean, like, why is he not in trouble?
It's going to go into collections.
Collections. Wow. These people.
He's going to have a really hard time renting because that goes on his record forever.
The place that they had.
I can't find that video.
I don't know.
In Colorado. Yeah, so I can't show that because that's legal issue. So I can't show that.
That's fine.
But I got into a conversation with her about Rev watching hentai,
So hentai is animated pornography. Like, you watch anime, you're familiar with it. In fact, I'm sure y'all. So it's the pornography version of that.
Okay, so Rev was watching this, and I'm going back and forth, giving advice, and I shouldn't do that sometimes because when I do, Shanny turned it into a race thing.
Really?
Now, the funny thing is when she did this, I was actually at a wake. Okay, I'm in the middle of mourning because somebody very close to me passed away.
Right.
And then Shanny's calling him, oh, G-Man, you motherfucker.
He's watching hentai rape porn. Sorry, I mean, that is what it was.
Yeah, well, you can't get me hard anymore. Ha. That's probably what's going on. Like, he needs to watch something while he's trying to attempt to be with her.
That's kind of
And I'm going to play every last one of these videos.
No, you got to understand, if he watches hentai grape porn, let's just say, that means he has a lot of frustration built up on him that he could just randomly take out on somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So that
people
means
who
he's-
need to watch extreme shit like that, like Faces of Death and stuff like that, like, sometimes they're
Oh.
not okay.
I've seen that before. It's not that bad.
Yeah, okay, but you watched it under a different circumstance. Rev was watching that because he had frustration in him with
he's
Shanny
watched
sexually, and that he could just nab a girl, rape her, and just be like, okay.
it. Graper. Hey, don't
Yeah,
say
rape
that.
her. Sorry.
Theo,
This
first
is
of all, this is the
stupid.
picture that she gave me.
Hey, it's
I'll
not
send
my
you the
fault.
entirety over
I know.
I don't
Skype
make these
screenshots.
dumb rules.
She gave me the middle finger.
Let me hold on one second. Let me, because she's flicking you off in this picture.
Yeah, she's giving me the middle finger there,
Okay.
right?
All right. Yeah,
And
let
then
me see the whole screen
these
now.
are the videos you're going to be listening to. I'm going to play the videos, and then I'll send them to you, or I'll make a YouTube video in private and then send it to you when you can see all.
Yeah,
it's gonna
whatever's
take some
easier.
time. Here we go.
You didn't tell me to give you the finger. But I gave you a finger so you could be rebuked sharply so you can turn from your ways. You're being wrong, and you're
Yeah.
going after white
Wrong.
people to try to teach them a fucking lesson. What are you teaching them? That AIDS against AIDS?
Now I gotta warn some people. I think now there's not this series of videos. It's the other series of videos. The N-word is used, so I forget which video because I'm not prepared for these. I'm just gonna play them so that you can all hear it. I don't know what she's gonna say. All right.
All right. So
I'm
Shanny.
opposed to this shit personally, mostly because of fucking you, G-Man. Do I honestly want someone else to go through the same fucking bullshit I did? Like, you black people, you don't see how racist you can be toward white people. You see one thing out of line and you all jump on everyone too.
Man, why does she have to be like this? Everything with her is some.
Why is
crap.
everything such race? Like, okay, I get it to a degree, like, but she makes everything. Even when she was like, I saw an angel. It was a black woman. She was an angel. She had a tattoo of a cross on her wrist, and then Rev chimes in with, I saw a black man who was an angel. And it's like, why you two need to bring up black people as angels anyway? Like, what is this? What is this grift right now? I'm trying to understand the grift because I know there is one, and I'm like, black people are angels grift. I don't understand this one. This one's weird to me.
It's like they always want to, like, I don't know, like be like a weird kind of shocking.
Hey, but it's okay to call us white devils, white bitches, whatever you want to fucking say. We say one thing and you act like assholes.
Okay, I guess better. Let's keep going.
What did she?
Fuck up, G-Man. You damn well know this isn't about fucking you two, but your fucking soul. And don't be like you're cussing. I know I'm fucking cussing. You know why? Because I have the spirit of Elijah and he cussed too. So you have a problem with
You know,
Elijah.
even he thinks that's ridiculous. The one who's actually religious thinks what she's saying right now is ridiculous. Think about that.
Yes, Elijah used the F-bomb multiple times. It's all in the
Yeah.
Bible.
Yeah, Elijah was tough. He be spitting on his own kids.
The son of God.
Okay, so let's go to the next one.
You're trying to blame me for trying to get you. What the fuck do you think that I would want to go in the room with Miss Parker after the fucking shit she said to me?
Hold on.
Oh my God, G-Man, when are you going to realize this isn't about fucking YouTube? I'm not trying to gain brownie points. I'm actually trying to do the right thing as a believer in Christ.
What about believing your kids? You know, do the right thing. Oh, he was just messed up on Abilify. You know, Abilify. And you're like, no. It's like she doesn't care. You know, like there's no such thing as self-control to her.
It's always an excuse. There's always an excuse. Rev's not on the right medication. Rev's not on any medication. Rev kicked him because Rev needed help, and the doctors at the jail said he might have this, but we're not going to get it checked out. We're just going to medicate him with whatever.
There.
Okay? As a believer in Christ, you have to take a stand in doing the right thing. Not acting like the world like you are.
And mind you, this ain't the first time I went through this.
You to defend me, because frankly, you trying to defend me makes things actually worse. Because you keep bringing up the fucking subject over and over again, and I'm trying to move on with my life.
What?
Are you
Life?
over it?
Yeah.
Are you over
Sitting around all day.
First of all, Shanny, you can't move, let alone move on. And just like her move on with her life to what section of her life is she moving on to now? Except the part where she's dying of a bluff clot.
She didn't even go live yet. Remember, she was supposed to go live like an hour or two, 7 p.m. Central Time.
It always says that. Every time it says she's gonna stream some type of stupid
video, and then she
video.
never does it.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Maybe I should take it back when I called you. Because you know what? You were the one who said you were gonna rob me.
Well,
And I got so much crap for you saying you were gonna rob me. You're the one who did evil upon me.
see, like, did she change her hair? No.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe.
Because why does it look blonde here?
It's pink.
Oh,
and
is
blonde.
it?
It's both. I can't. So it looks pink and blonde.
And I took the crap for it. So don't even.
How do you send video messages? I've never done this.
Yeah, through
She's
Google
so-
Meet, I think you could do it.
Oh, okay. She's so like, I need to send you a video message.
Remember she did this stuff on Twitter?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, I do.
So now she's talking about taking back the word and whatnot, right? Let me make sure this is the right one. Hold on.
I don't need you to defend me.
Okay, no. That's not the one. This is the one right here.
You don't even admit on your channel the reason why I called you that is because you said you were going to rob me and take everything from me. You don't even admit on your channel. And I don't say anything addition to it, do I? You're a bitch and a coward.
Oh, well, there was an addition.
Remember now, I'm helping them financially.
I don't want you to defend me. I never wanted you to.
I mean, I hope he's not giving them any more money. He could say, saying things and doing things are two different things. All I know is Shanny has not streamed, since like 2 days ago.
Defend me. I wanted you to be my fucking friend. But unfortunately for you, you want to go around and play head games with people instead of actually being a true preacher in Christ.
Okay, is this the same one?
Like, seriously, what the hell does Sam doing a really bad, horrible joke have anything to do with Jesus Christ? What does it have anything to do with Jesus Christ? It has nothing. You just want to get revenge on people, and you know what? Vengeance should be the Lord's, not yours.
Okay, Miss
Yeah.
Sandalphon, who
I
the
don't
Lord is my hitman. He strikes down all my enemies who talk negatively about me all the time.
I mean, really, where is she getting all this ideas of? I mean, Gman doesn't say that he's Sandalphon and God's gonna strike his enemies down. Why doesn't him, as a good Christian, tell Shanny, or why didn't he all this time that's not how this works?
She said that she's gonna be Jesus's right hand. Jesus is the right hand, whatever. And she's gonna invite people when they come into the gates of heaven, which is not good. I think that's a bad idea. And then she said, and Rev's gonna be right behind God, and he's gonna be like basically typing up all his stuff like Metatron. And I'm like, where do you get this shit? What lore are you on? Like, I don't even understand.
Hear what you
She's
know
Peter.
about Sam. What is your point? To destroy this person? You really want to destroy another human being? You already destroyed me enough, G-Man, with racist stuff. You already destroyed me. You're going to go after another human? You're going to be judged on this. You're going to be judged hard on this.
Hard.
I don't know how much more of this garbage I can listen to. Anyway.
G-Man, I may be poor.
Good night,
But I
Charlie
am
Girl
wise.
87.
And the love of money is
Oh, you leaving? Good night, Charlie. I'll see you on the next one.
Enjoy the Ambien.
the root of all evil. Okay? If selling my soul out requires me to get money, I don't want the money.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's gonna die and
I
rise
don't
from the
want the
grave.
money. Okay? You're the one who wants to sue the pissed off people. I just want them to get better and not to do it to other people again. But you're after the money, and this whole thing is about money.
Right.
And antagonizing people.
Is it
Petty
what?
Patty's saying that's supernatural lore. Yeah, Metatron does come down.
Uh-oh. Here we
Is
go.
she Michael's sword? Is that what's happening here? Is this she's gonna, get Lucifer in the cage? And
wait. Well, she's Sandalphon and Rev's Megatron, right?
Who's Metatron?
Who's Optimus Prime? Is that Jesus?
They
He's
are
Optimus
using
Jesus.
supernatural lore here. It's true.
Yeah, because Shanny doesn't have anything like that's where I think she watches stuff and reads a little bit and then just strings it all together to fit a narrative.
Shanny doesn't
For
read.
money.
She
It's
colors in
fucking
coloring
gross,
books.
G-Man. It's fucking gross. And not anything Christ would condone.
So anyway,
Wow.
if you read the text messages here that I'm going to send you, and some of the other stuff, you'll see the racial stuff that she gets into, and she did this during the time when I was at a wake. So, like I said, I put up with this a lot. I put up with it toward the end of them being in Boulder. I put up with this.
I mean, I don't know. That's horrible. I'd be like, yo, I'm at a. He probably did. He was probably like, I'm at a wake, woman. I will deal with you later.
Nonsense when they moved into the uncle house, and I put up with this nonsense over here, and enough is enough. Period. I'm not going through it no more. Shanny's a manipulator, and she can go try to manipulate somebody else, because I ain't trying to hear it.
Yeah, that's a little excessive, I have to say. Just a tiny bit excessive. But I mean, that is sort of Shanny's MO, is just sort of being excessive.
I got a lot of this. I got this on Facebook. I got this on this. I got this on probably all three of my phones. On the other phones that I got at my place. There's a lot of this where she goes off, and then she does call me the N-word a couple of times, and then Rev has to contact me and then say to me that Shanny, I told Shanny she shouldn't have said that, and they said that when they were living here.
So you're paying
When they were living here.
So you're supplying them with food and money, and they're just calling you all kinds of N-words and this, that, and the other. That's some
Anytime they
bogus.
don't get their way. When they get their way, brother, we love you. I love you in the Lord Jesus Christ. And the Lord give you $1 million. We love you. When everything is all hunky-dory, lovey-dovey. But when we got a disagreement, I'm all kinds of ends and all kinds of things like that and whatnot.
Why is that? That's not how this works. And I don't know why Gman would even give her a second chance when she would come. And most people don't give you another chance when you come at them like that. I mean, they might be like, "Oh well, that poor person." They're such low lives. Maybe I can help change their life around. Yeah, maybe that's a project, man. That's a project that I do not want.
That's
And like I said, I'm glad I'm free now because I ain't got to.
That's what.
That's why there was, when my friends were having issues like this, I was like, hey, I know a facility you can go to. I'll take you there as long as you go. They're like, okay. And then they get help.
Yeah,
but people like them don't want to go.
It's way above G-Man's pay grade to try to help them. I mean, look, and I can't believe that they could just stay in that hotel. I mean, there's got to be something that's going to happen. You might think the Board of Health might go in there and just like between those cats.
I think animal control will definitely have an issue. Crash, I know I go by Crazy Renee. It's the funniest thing because I've become Sane Renee for some reason. But unfortunately, Crazy is tattooed on my back, so I just got to keep the moniker forever at this point.
I put up with that nonsense no more.
Yeah, I will say this, G-Man. You have a lot more patience than me. You have a whole. I would have kicked your big ass out in a heartbeat because that's a big no-go. But you know what? Hey, you had enough. But there have been some weirdness, and about 10 more minutes of this live show, and then we're going to switch over to sort of the after show for channel members. But you've been wanting to show this, what I call it a death note. So Rev wrote something down, and you have it here. Actually, let me blow you up so people can see this because you referenced this last time.
So it was Rev who wrote it down, not Shanny.
Yep.
Let me remove myself.
That's just right there.
Let's see.
So what?
And I'll read it.
See, get a good view of this.
Okay, so it says, Satanist, rapist, psychopath, Dragnet the bully, Alfred Mims, Houston, Texas. Lord Jesus, avenge the afflicted. And this is in Rev's writing.
Lord Jesus, avenge the afflicted. Ha ha. Yeah, right. He didn't write his laugh on it.
I can't even read it.
I know. Look at this. Look at this chicken scratch.
Dragnet the bully. What the hell is that?
And his
Alfred
minions.
Mims.
Alfred Mims.
Houston, Texas. Lord Jesus, avenge.
Well, he just read it.
Oh, I didn't even hear him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Lord Jesus, avenge the afflicted. And this is in Rev's writing.
Avenge the afflicted.
So when did he write that?
That's nuts.
I have no idea. I just saw it and I was like, what the heck is this? And then he was like,
That's great.
then he went upstairs. Literally, that's what happened.
Wait, what did I'm sorry. You gotta do that again.
And then he went upstairs. You know what I mean? So
He gave you a goofy laugh and just ran upstairs?
I'm gonna show you where it was. I'm gonna show you right now where it was. Hold on.
He went, oh. That's a need to know basis, G-Man.
I'll show you exactly where this was sitting when I found it. So then Shady and Rev can't lie.
I can't
Hold on.
believe he wrote a
It's
death
the
note.
individual reverend, folks.
We were sitting here with a bunch of
Yeah, the other thing is he
other
left it
notebooks and
there.
stuff. We were sitting.
Why like I mean, that's pathetic. That's like 15-year-old stuff.
Yeah.
You know? That's like you like the person down the street stuff and like you punch their arm and you know.
He just swapped this out with a pentagram and it's pretty much the same shit.
He's a child. His mom failed him.
Child.
He is a child. She failed him. She is turning over thrice on that grave.
Right up here. That's the bummer about what happens when you give somebody something and everything in that place is theirs. Because then I can do whatever I want with what's in here.
Oh,
That's the bummer about it.
I was not
Trash it.
expecting that at all. That's a new one for me.
Trash
Yeah.
everything.
Wow.
That's the bummer. Yeah.
That's oh my goodness. So okay, let's tackle sort of one more thing. You have strongly, and I mean strongly, alluded to the fact that Shanny is abusive, and I think that all of us here agree based on her
people
track
drive
record.
Oh, let me tell you about that. You know, as a matter of fact, we skipped that all together when we were supposed to talk about the time that me and Rev had our discussion.
Renee, you see that?
What?
Uh,
G-Man's face all messed up. What?
no, Pew Pew's saying hi to you. You don't see
Yeah,
this
I
thing?
said hi to him. Or
her.
her, sorry.
About you know the male bonding and whatnot. Shanny, I hope you're watching, Shanny.
Male
I hope you're watching.
bonding.
Yeah, and you know what, Rev? If I were you, I would start doing this because that's what you're going to need to do to him. First of all, Rev's not the only person that's ever attacked those kids. Shanny did too. In Boulder, Colorado, she bodied.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna lower this a little bit. I'll bring this down. But this is when he's like, you know, not only does she beat Rev, but she attacked the kids. And this is why a good amount of us still think to this day, maybe she might have done that again and let Rev take the rap.
I think
Because
she
he
hit
would.
Zach.
What?
I think she hit Zach.
And it's maybe that's what they're talking about. Like Shanny, you know, needs to get out of PA because she's been the aggressor this whole time. And now he's coming out with this new revelation. But here, I'll let him talk.
I slammed one of them.
Wait.
Rev told me in the Durango when we was going to go buy food, when we were doing male bonding, that Shanny body slammed one of the boys in Boulder, Colorado. And they just know Rev. Shanny does it too.
Yeah.
Shanny body slam.
Yeah. Exactly.
Lovely.
But if she was beating up Rev years ago, you think that she just turned over a new leaf. How? She don't leave the house. She didn't get proper help. She got online help, and I'm sure she half-assed it like the way she does everything else. Of course she does, and continued to do. And I just hope those kids tell the ad litem and CPS that she did that, and they should not be around her ever unsupervised. Because she's a manipulator. She manipulates to them, and she makes it so they can't, confuses them with the truth. And, like, I don't know. Sorry, you got to be a big piece of shit, piece of trash to manipulate your own children when you're beating them up. Like, I don't know. That's disgusting. That's manipulation. That's not worth it.
That's how narcissists keep their abuse under wraps, because the kids are too afraid to talk.
Yeah, but you think this is something that Shanny's not even aware of because of her mental illness, or you think she's fully aware?
I don't. Shanny's mental illness bends to her will. She's fine. She's not fine. She's fine. I mean, she has something. Everybody has something, but she's manipulative and she's a malignant narcissist.
Ooh, Charlotte, that's interesting. She says Shanny told him to hit them.
Yeah, because she probably wanted him out. Because she told Gman that if Gman could get rid of him and give her the house, then she would, you know, screw
Do all that stuff
Gman's
to it, yeah.
brains out. And he was like, "No, thanks."
Yeah, not this week.
And I've been carrying that one for a while.
Mail
I've known about
docking.
this for long before CPS ever took
Mail
him. I would
docking.
say for about maybe 2 months before CPS finally took him.
That's
The only
pretty
reason I didn't say anything, because Rev didn't do what he did. After Rev did what he, you know, after Rev did what he did, you know what I mean? I started like taking pictures. I started like paying a lot more attention to what was going on, you know, regarding them and their kids. And that's why I took offense when people were saying that G-Man's, you know, he's condoning the children going to, no, the heck I'm not. I'm the one clothing them. I'm the one feeding them. Oh, it's another little secret. Okay? And this is going to make Shanny mad. Shanny's probably going to get on here.
So feeding them, giving them money, and clothing the kids. And clothing them. Wow.
Yeah, remember he gave him like hats and champion shirts?
Yeah, moo-moos and stuff.
He's like, I never give them no moo-moos. Yeah, G-Man, actually Charlie, G-Man does have a child that I believe he doesn't contact or talk to.
Yeah.
A daughter.
Lovely.
So I don't feel like he has a strong tie or bond with children at all.
We did all this. I mean, really, this is a grift. I am just...
Yeah. She
You
is
know?
no mom, Autumn. She's not a mom at all. A mother doesn't do these things. She's a egg donor at
She's
best.
a grifter. She
And-
wants
and if-
to
and if
beg
her-
for money.
If her first husband, boyfriend, whatever the hell he wasn't such a piece of shit, somebody else would have had those kids. If I was her parents, I would have took those kids. Shit, her sister, her siblings should have tried to take those kids. Everybody knew it was going on. It even made the news on their
Right.
way to Pennsylvania.
Because Rev threatened them. And that's when if Shanny was so concerned with taking care of her kids, that's when she should have gotten out. Right then. We can't be together. Our relationship is toxic. For the sake of my kids, I can't be with you. And it could have been as easy as that. So that's why I think that she's the abuser of a lot of what's going on here.
Yes, because when her mom said it before she even was with Rev, that those kids were living in squalor in that room, pissing in bottles, pee was going through the floor and stuff like that. That's how Shanny lives.
And what else did her mom say? She said that she threw her down the steps.
Yeah,
Beat
and
the
she
crap out of
was
her.
causing problems with her father, and her father had a bad heart and stuff like that. And then Shanny has nerve to say that her parents weren't good parents. I saw her mom got her a new haircut and stuff like that. Her mom's not quite all there either. I understand
But she
that.
tried. I think she did, she tried at least. And that's the thing. If you put your hands on your mother, your father, all your exes, your ex's brother ran after him with a hatchet, and then you beat up Rev. You're telling me, and then now he's saying that he body slammed the kid. You're telling me that she wasn't doing that all the time to get her way?
The Traveler, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, I had a time in my life where I took 3 kids in that weren't mine, and they weren't potty trained. The one child was so used to not eating that she ate so fast she would vomit right afterwards because their parents were so messed up that they had no structure. I had a 4-year-old who wasn't potty trained, and another kid was vomiting all the time. Another kid was just angry because he kept finding his mom ODing. And I had my own kids to deal with. The thing is, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just I just have a soft spot for kids. I just believe they're innocent, and it's sad that you bring them into this world, and this is how you treat them. And nobody seems
and then
to
lie
care.
about it.
CPS doesn't even seem to care, really. It takes them forever to do anything.
Well, you would think that Shanny would be have charges put against her, that the state would have pressed charges. When she said that, oh, well, I didn't go to court, so the charges dropped, I was shocked. Really, I was freaking shocked. What the hell is wrong with PA? Normally, in any other state, the friggin' state would press charges against that person.
Colorado did nothing.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Michigan before that when she beat him with the fetish whip thing?
Oh, was it? I thought that was Colorado.
No,
where
I
they were
think
in
that
that apartment.
I thought that was a different state.
I know they
It's hard-
moved all
they're
over
like
a lot.
Globetrotters.
And the thing is, they do the same thing. They'll leave a big mess behind. They never clean up, get their deposit back.
Yeah, well, the mess they're leaving behind is the mess they take with them. They take with them the mess that they are.
Yep.
It's easy
Ooh,
to
that's
just put stuff and just leave stuff behind because they're always carrying around all this crap that is them. Charlie, if I could give you a hug, I would, because you know what? Sometimes I need a hug. Sometimes this is too much for me. You know, when I see people abusing kids or abusing anything, it sucks. It hurts so bad, and we've tried.
Yeah, and like, and I'll just say this: like, I love that you guys are all hanging out with us tonight. I really do. This community is awesome. And at the same time, though, I've been doing this over 2.5 years, and I'm glad now that everything is finally just like, this was the year for me to like finally pop off, but this has been a long journey. And half the time this just zones me out. Like,
Yeah.
no, you know, and like people that are new to this, that cover this stuff, they're going to find out pretty quick. Like, if you have like a decent bone in your body, it's either you're going to be crying later or you're just going to be like, it's going to mess you up.
I feel relieved that those kids actually have been taken out of there. I find it to be disgusting that it took this long, to the point where William's almost an adult, and he does have a rebound thing where he could just go right back there and take care of those two, because he might actually work, because that was her big thing. She was like, oh, William's gonna work in tech and stuff like that, he's gonna be rich. And I'm like, oh, here it comes. Shanny sees her kids as dollar signs as usual, because they're not humans, they're dollars to her.
And the worst thing is, like, can you imagine what those kids thought? They thought people were these dragoons were all out to get them. I'm sure that they were in constant paranoia because of Shanny.
That's disgusting. And Gman knew about that, David. You know that. Like, I'm not saying that, I know you know that.
Soiled and soaked. Yeah. And that's the thing. Why didn't
when he
do anything?
He said about the heaters. He was like, oh, Rev and Shanny's room was nice and warm. The kids' rooms were freezing.
Sick. It's a sickness.
How can you let your kids
Rage to death
freeze?
about.
I just don't understand it. I never will.
Yeah, that one's really messed up. That they like you're saying, that they literally let them just sit there and freeze to death while they have all the food in their bedroom, like,
and their room's nice and warm and stuff like that. It's bullshit. I would sleep in the kids' room and have my kids sleep in the hot room, because I'm sorry,
I know you would.
I've already lived my life. I'm an adult. I get a little passionate, guys. I apologize.
No, but you're right, though. It's just it's freaking gross.
About this, her youngest son, and I'm pretty sure CPS knows this. I don't know why. Maybe it's a religious practice or whatever. But her youngest one,
you don't have to say his name. It's fine. It's fine. You don't say his name. We know who it is.
Yeah, the youngest one. He knows.
How, if he was taking care of them and everything, how do you don't even know their names? I mean, it's a good thing he has to keep on putting their names out there, but how does Gman, like, how does this leave his head? Well, like you just said, he doesn't care about his own kid, let alone two others that were calling him daddy or uncle or whatever.
They were calling him dad.
That's messed up.
When Rev was in jail, they were calling G-Man dad, because these kids want to latch on to anybody. And and Shanny probably talked it up, like, if you guys are good, G-Man might be your next, or Gary might be your next daddy, just, call him it, get him, into it, like, she's manipulative like that. I can definitely see her doing that.
Yeah, it's horrible.
He never wore underwear.
What?
Ew.
He never wore underwear. He wore pants, but there was never no underwear underneath his pants.
Thank you, Crash.
He would-
I appreciate that.
Why is Rev Command going commando? That's some gross shit. Renee, Rev goes commando.
No, he's talking about Zach.
Oh. Well, you know, but you said like that's probably like an autistic thing. Yeah, you know.
Well, that's
if
what somebody else said. I mean, I'm not saying that indefinitely, but I know that you kids with
Fibers.
autism. I obviously I know because I have one. Kids with autism generally have problems with tight-fitting clothes that don't feel a certain way. Like that might be why Zach's not interested in wearing them. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
so do I. You'll
fault
never
the
see me in a
kid.
wool coat.
I mean, I can't fault the kid for having his idiosyncrasies that make him him. Like it's just a thing. Charlie girl, I didn't want to say anything, but I'm with you. I'm with you with that. I'm not. I don't like them. Like it's. But I'm a grown up. But my kids wear them, obviously. But
Never wear underwear.
I know grown men who do that. They call it going commando, but I saw.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that there's been several times where I said, "Do you want me to go buy them some underwear?" No, he doesn't wear underwear. Just get them some jeans and a shirt. You know what I mean? And it was so cold in here. I got them like 15 hats, and I am not exaggerating. I bought them a lot of hats. I bought the boys some coats. I bought them some jeans, some shirts. You know what I mean? I bought Rev some clothes. Shanny's a little bit more difficult because Shanny, like I got her a big hoodie. I bought her like
She fat, man. You could say it. She obese.
5 or a 7X.
The fact that you
like
could
that.
find
There's
any clothes
7X
for that
right
woman
there.
amazes.
Yeah, a 5 or a 7X. Like,
yeah,
what?
that's what I said, Brianna. I said I think Shanny told them to call Gman dad as like a manipulation tactic when Rev was in jail to try to lure Gman in and get rid of it, because she already, he already said like she was trying to get with him, saying like get Rev out of here and you'll be my new man, like she's some type of prize.
No, she not.
Me. Period.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to find something for her size, but I did find something. I bought her the sweater. I don't know if I told you this, but I bought her some booty shorts. I bought her some
Well,
She
why?
she asked for the booty shorts?
yeah, she
Ew. Booty shorts.
They were
Yeah,
capris, but they ended up booty shorts on her.
She looks like she got a bunch of rocks or boulders in her pants.
She does.
When she
That's-
rolls over, like these
That's
things
hail
kinda-
damage. She's like one of
She
those
asked me to
tin
get her booty
roofs. Tin roof
Yeah.
that got hail damage.
Yep. And I can't prove it today, but if I get time and I go through these enough, I'm gonna prove that Shanny was flirting with me via text message. Because it
I
wasn't
believe
just what she was doing
we
on video.
know.
She was flirting me on text message too. And I'm gonna show her. Oh,
Yeah, like I always say, like that one time I talked to her, she told me on stream that she did something with him, but he wasn't into it. Like he wasn't into it, and I mean, yeah, she could have been lying, but I thought that was weird that she would say that to me at the time.
What's
I mean-
that?
Because everyone always knows that she tried to get with G-Man first, and then she took Rev because of his money. That's why she treats him like that. I mean, if you watch any of those old videos, she's so much nicer to Rev. That's what they needed to. I mean, really, Rev needs to go watch some of these old videos and see the way she used to treat him, and then maybe that'll help him realize that he's being manipulated.
wait a minute. I can prove it. Oh, I can. It's on this phone.
Okay, we're gonna so
I'm gonna text message you them. I want you to hear what she said to me the night that she caught him doing and Rev don't even know this, but I'm gonna show maybe she'll make a video talking about it, but I'm gonna show you the text messages where she said she will rock my world. That ain't what she said. I think you know what she said.
Yeah, we
She said
heard
that she will rock my
it.
brains out. She will rock my brains out if I
Yeah.
kick Rev out the house. As a matter of fact, it was a couple of different times she wanted me to kick him out the house, and she said that me and her could. Oh,
so
no.
This is before the alleged cheating by Rev. This is before then.
And Rev wasn't cheating. My God. Rev?
No, he found some, and he said Indian girl. I don't know what he means by that. He said he found some Indian girl behind the counter attractive when they were having guy talk or whatever they called it, and then once Shanny got, like towards the end of one of her hour-long videos she did on Twitch, she's like, "Wait a minute, you found that girl attractive? You were gonna leave me for somebody else?" He was like, "Well, I considered it. You were looking for somebody too." And she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, I'm so hurt. I'm like, Shanny, have you ever seen the stuff you've done online to strangers, to random people, to Drag, to Gman?
I know, she doesn't...
And you're gonna get
she
upset
doesn't-
because he found some girl behind the counter attractive?"
Yeah, meanwhile, she can say that she wants, like, another boyfriend. And then Rev just has to be okay with that. That's messed up. That is some manipulation. When you can have anything you want, but when Rev tries to say, "Oh, well, this person's good looking or attractive," she gives him the third degree.
Oh yeah.
So she's tried to kick him out previously and then get with you.
Yeah, there was a time it happened before the newest incident happened, and then during the newest incident was when she said she wanted to rock my world. But I have all this up on my phones. My eyes was hurting.
The world.
Yeah. Yo, for real. Now, like, he's saying it, and then she tried to do this before, and then when Rev came back, it was, "Oh, he's trying to be with women." And I'm like, what? No, he's not. Like, I think there's some warrant to this, to the idea that Shanny just didn't want him anymore.
Mm-hmm. No, I was reading what Carrie said, and yeah, I did too, because it's just too much. Like, now that their kids are gone, I feel better. I feel safer in a weird way by proxy of their kids at least being somewhere where they're saying they're better, and I'd rather
Well, that's
them
why I
be...
want to move into more funner territories. I don't want to keep focusing. I want to keep doing this, but just, certain people, they just, like, energy vampire drain you.
And yeah, and Pew Pew's right too. Like, Shanny knows Shanny's insecure. She knows how she is. And
yes, that's true, right?
what happens if he does decide to leave? Yeah, is how's she gonna get another guy to do that? Well, if she was actually disabled, if she really wanted to try to get disability, which takes a long time, she would get somebody to bathe her and stuff like that. She wouldn't need him to do that.
Staring at all these pictures, and I have to, because I got a lot of stuff on these phones. You know what I mean? And I have to dig through these things. There's what I got through email, and there's what I got at Facebook. I have different things that I can send you. You can see for yourself, so people know I'm not lying.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
People definitely love the receipts. So we're gonna take a break before we start the after show, G-Man, and then give you some time. I'm gonna actually put it off until let's say about 30 minutes from now. That'll give you time to go get something cold to drink, look through your stuff, and do what you got to do. It's gonna be the same link, but we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Is there sort of any last sort of word comments before we end this?
No, I'm done with them. That's all I got to say. I'm completely done with them.
Okay.
The only thing I want to say is regarding Rev is that he has one major supporter in my family. And my sister told me, and she told me this yesterday, that I better not go back on my word with him. And she's saying that because she told me that she believes, I don't know how you feel about this, but
he's a big kid too. But in a different way. Isn't that weird? Like, G-Man's also like, yeah, my sister told me to do this. I better do what she says. Like, okay, are you an adult, dude? I thought you're almost 50.
Yeah, he is.
Some of these people, the way they talk, like how you need someone else to, like, tell you what to do in life. Especially when it comes to, like, you're, giving money to people that you really don't know. It's nuts. It's nuts.
she told me that she believes that Shanny is the one that's telling him to make those videos, and that Shanny, that he
Oh, even his own sister's saying it. Yeah, I think Shanny's the big old fat obese mastermind manipulator behind a lot of this. I mean, yeah, sure, Rev should never get off the hook. I mean, he's done plenty. But I think Shanny made it happen. I mean, even the police report says that she threw a bag of Tostitos at his head.
Yeah, it does.
Well, does that mean, like, she's like, yeah, go show him who's boss, Rev, discipline your kids. And then when he goes in there, she throws the bag at him, and then he hits him and then gets in trouble. Because she probably, I think she wanted him to do something to get out. It's just unfortunate that she has to play games with her own children, use them as pawns in her evil games.
He wouldn't be doing any of those things unless Shanny told him to do it.
I kind of believe that. Yeah,
and that I should give him money, enough money to pay for his rent for a year or help him get back on his feet, but don't give Shanny nothing. And that ain't how she said it. She gave me some colorful metaphors about what I better not do for Shanny, or I will lose a lot of support from my own family. So I'm in a difficult spot right now.
Well, so the hard part is, how do you verify that Rev isn't just going to go and give everything to Shanny? Because he will. If there was a way for him to say, you know what,
yes,
I'm done with her, I'm going to move on with my life and be a better person, get a job, I would personally support
I could give the money to you, and then he has to prove to you that, or somebody on YouTube or whatever, I can give them the money. And then what they can do is, because if it's 10 grand, you're going to be holding that money, and until he proves that he's actually out there looking for a job or has a job, then the money won't be released to him.
Or he would have
what? This is so ridiculous. Well, how about you hold this person's $10,000? You know what, dude? Hey, Gman, I'll hold the 10 grand. and when I promise, when he gets a job, he gets it. But I'll take the 10 grand and spend it, because I know that dude ain't never gonna get a job. He's I don't know. I don't get it. He should. Can you imagine Rev gets one job, babysitting or baby smashing?
So who the fuck would he babysit?
Or even
Shanny?
Paper route or something.
I mean,
he probably would love it.
What is a candy striper called nowadays? I mean, I think he's pretty much qualified to do that.
Yeah.
He would have to contact me privately. We would have to work something out before any money exchanges any hands. But I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's going to be an uphill battle for Rev to actually wrest himself from the claws of that beast. So
I gotta talk to my sister too, because there's other things that he can do. If he can't get a job, he has to at least apply for disability, get it. He has to get an apartment, and he's got to prove he's going to use that money to better himself. And not one nickel can be used for Delta 8 or tobacco or alcohol or anything like that. Not one nickel.
What are you gonna do? Drug test him?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Well,
how do you think that's gonna work?
And that's how we said tobacco, Delta 8, alcohol.
Yeah, because he's drinking again. Or at least he did. It was so nice of Shanny to talk about how she took an alcoholic under her wing, got him all cleaned up, and he's all better, but then goes and buys alcohol and drinks with him again. Like,
she don't care.
That's called enabling?
Yeah. It's some 4D manipulation going on here, folks.
We're going to go ahead and end this. Thank you for joining me, Gman. We're going to take a 30-minute break. We're going to go on the members only stuff.
All right.
Take the community tab, folks, for the
Hello,
after show.
Danica Jed. Nice to meet you, Danica Jed. Thank you for coming to the crypt.
Oh, well. That's,
Did you see Draven?
Yeah.
You got somebody new to the channel?
Oh, hey, thank you. Welcome. We're actually just ending and finishing up. But that was a lot. And when
I didn't realize Carrie was live at the same time. Wish we didn't know.
Oh, okay. But that is a lot. And if there's ever a part 2 or that member stream ever gets released, then I'll like to go over that, look at that as well. But my final thoughts on that's just...
She has a video.
Who has a video?
Shanny. from today.
Okay,
It's only
hold on.
30 seconds long.
Really?
It's only got 13 views. It's a clip.
On Twitch?
Yeah, it's under clips.
Under clips. Okay, hold on.
For October
Well,
3rd,
while-
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
while I'm
wait.
looking-
That's that is today. Well, no. I
give
get
me
up
your
early,
final-
so
Give me
What's
your
that?
final thoughts. Give me your final thoughts on all this, what you just saw.
final thoughts. What I just saw was a man trying to cover his own ass the best he could by telling us everything we already knew. And pretty much, I don't have any sympathy for him because he allowed all this to go on. He's no better. You don't hide stuff like this. What is this, like the weird Mormons of Utah? Like, hiding
Yeah, right?
murders and stuff? Like, what?
Yeah, like, I ain't gonna tell nobody about your child abuse because we are religious brother and sister. Like, what? Like, no, you tell people. You report that stuff.
Yeah, you could be, you could be like, hey, I think this is wrong. And if they if they go, oh, it's totally fine, but like, well, maybe I might tell somebody else to, get a second opinion.
Yeah, because think. Oh, okay, I see it. Think about all that with all these kids had to deal with. I found it.
Yeah, I didn't
guess
hear
I'll
it
show
yet,
that.
so I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. I'll
Thank
play
you,
that.
Carrie. I would give you a great big hug too. It's like, I don't know. I guess like a lot of us do have children or people in our lives that matter to us, and we just I guess it's very hard to understand how not only are you this bad to your kids and to other people, but you basically televise it.
Yeah.
And then act like everybody else is the crazy one. When
yeah,
you're the
why
one
is
who...
anyone caring about my kids? Because somebody has to.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I guess I'll watch this as a palate cleanser, then we'll be done. But thank you for coming on.
She's in the
tonight.
position of the sad
Yeah.
fish.
What is the point of what you're doing to me? What is the point of just constantly being on my back saying I'm this person that I'm not?
That's why. You just yeah, I don't want to stop that. You just said that, Shanny.
No
You
one
are this
knows
person.
what it's like to be the Shanny, to have that fanny under her skin. She's still wearing that Mystery Science Theater 3000
I
t-shirt
know.
and trying to hide it.
Why are you guys saying I'm a child abuser when I actually did that? My God. Do you guys have any type of sympathy?
Trying to convince people I'm this person or not. Are you covering for your
Hello,
lies?
Patricia.
Is that what it is?
What?
The constant spamming? Trying to make me
Spamming.
look out to be some demon when I'm not?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, you are a demon. Because only a demon would allow that to happen to those kids. And then just, use Gman, use Rev, use all these people. I mean, granted, they're pieces of crap, but still, she uses everybody. And she always tries to, like, slither through and get away with all this stuff. Like, I don't know how she hasn't served major time. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Because she's attacked so many people. But I think she just tries to, like, manipulate the situation. Foods.
I don't know why she's crying. She got money. She can smoke a cigarette and do whatever the hell she wants. And she's just hugging a blanket like, I don't know what I did. Everybody thinks I'm a demon. I mean, you act like one. I'm not. I'm a good person. I told everybody to drink tap water during COVID because I said I had money and I was drinking Dr. Pepper.
I don't know why Rev just doesn't go over and be like, yo, Shani, we got to get the hell out of here. You know, we got to get back to our house. Ha ha. Ha.
That's weird that it was under the Clips channel.
Yeah, maybe she's trying to hide it. I don't know. It's like
You cannot hide from me. Ha ha ha.
But you know what's funny? Like, she puts that out. But what about the other video she was going to do tonight? Like, what happened?
Oh, her gaming streams?
Yeah, sure.
She never does them. I never see this bitch do a gaming stream.
Yeah, they're awful. They are. They are totally awful. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. Renee, thanks for chilling.
Oh, you're
Thanks
welcome.
for coming on.
I will do this again, and hopefully we can we'll go back to my channel too. And maybe we'll do something more uplifting. Maybe we could laugh at them at a different point in their life where, like, we know that, you know.
I know, because sometimes when it's like, oh man, this is like depressing.
Yeah. And I'm sorry that I add that sometimes, the heaviness to it, but I have seen a lot of people in chats trying to say, like, Gman is no saint here, and they still are child abusers and stuff, and I agree with everybody, and I feel like this does need to be talked about. Because, you know, as much as I like to make fun of people, I also understand the gravity of situations.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people as soon as they saw that, they said, G-Man, you're full of it. And it was like, okay, thank you. Thank you for saying that, because that's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how you feel. It's like, dude, you're full of it.
Yeah, Danica, you knew. I have a channel. It's just called Crazy Renee. I haven't uploaded to it in probably over a year, but there's a lot of older Shanny videos on there, and just random topics I talked about. I've talked about other YouTubers.
Yeah, you want to put your channel on? You can share it.
I'm not sure exactly how to do that. Like,
yeah, hold on.
You know me. When I'm
in the
middle of it?
If you want to check her out, I'll drop it in here, and then we'll be done. But thanks, and that's why, like, I really want to focus on something else, because I know, like, I appreciate y'all hanging out.
And there's a video on my channel where Shanny was talking crap about me. There's a link to the actual video where it happened that Drag had, where she was calling me a bunch of names, saying I was a tabloid, I like guys with Versace shoes, that I'm Skeletor, I'm all bones, but she's one giant boob. And, like, I just ran with it. I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, I'm just bones. And I had Draven being Rev, like, behind the camera, like, yeah.
That was my first Rev.
Yeah, it was his first Rev, and we were just doing, like, a parody of, like, me trying to be like Shanny. I'm like, I'm trying to gain weight so I can be like my hero Shanny. So okay. Yeah, that's my rebuttal, because I can't be mean, like she's pathetic. I gotta make it like, okay, I'm a tabloid.
If anyone wants to watch any older videos from years ago, Renee has them on her channel.
Thank you guys. Yeah, and I have a lot of the stuff that she tried to hide, her little abuses, and, like, tiny little clips where she was talking crap to her kids and stuff like that on there too.
All right. I'm gonna let you go. I will see you in a little bit.
All right. Thank you guys for subbing, and thank you guys for coming out. We would appreciate it if you hit the like button, share, whatever you do. And if you don't, it's cool. We understand. So I just hope that you guys had a good time, even though, it was kind of heavy tonight.
Yeah. I promise to do more lighter things in the future.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you guys.
All right, guys. That is it. Thanks for coming by. Like on the way out, sub if you're not. That would be cool. And yeah, like I said, I'm still curious on where this story is going to lead, but it's been a long journey, and my feet got sores on it. With that being said, though, Thank you, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.